Everyone to the Facebook live coverage from the 2020 Sale Cup night and the Sale Cup final here on Boxing Night after a magnificent Christmas day yesterday, a glorious Boxing Day weather today. And James Vandermaat, how good is the atmosphere here at Sale?
The atmosphere is absolutely enormous, and hello to everybody who is tuning in through the Facebook stream. But I must say you are missing out, because tonight to have people back on track, and there is a massive crowd in tonight. We were treated as well by the club to some beautiful calamari and a bit of a calamari salad, sponsored by Gray's, the bistro we are. And no, look, we're really excited about this Country Cup. It's the only Group 1 Country Cup, and it's just a field to match. And we've got the match race, we've got the support card about to happen. It's a huge night here.
Sensational. As we said about this atmosphere is to have the crowds back. We've had small crowds back the last couple of weeks, but this is a night that normally has around 5,000 people. We're talking about 600 tonight, but it's just awesome.
Well, I think the 600 are making as much noise as what 5,000 people would, because they haven't been out like this for a while. So to get people back on track, it's exciting, and it's a step in the right direction. Hopefully by this time next year we can completely open the doors. But look, I think everyone who's here is in for a good night, and hopefully we can find a couple of winners as well for those who are tuning in at home.
But the great thing about the crowd tonight is the demographic. Talking about the future of greyhound racing, I know that Sale attract a very good audience here on a Sunday afternoon normally, but to see such a young audience and a non-greyhound audience at the Sale Cup. Yeah,
well, I did hear they heard the King, Troy Harley, was coming to Sale, so it's no surprise, that there's a lot of people here tonight and they're booked out. But no, on a serious note, mate, it's great to be here. We're about to see the running of the match race as well, which will kickstart our coverage. Of course, Run Like Jess going head-to-head with Blazing Cartier, and I'm a huge fan of these match races. And another thing that I'm a huge fan of, Troy, and I said at Ballarat, I just felt a bit lost in the same blue suit, and I thought it's about time we get some attire to match where we're going. And the club here at Sale, I know you had to push them a little bit, but they've been terrific in giving us some Sale gear that I was happy was white and wasn't some crazy colour that we will never wear again. So I think we'll use this, quite regularly.
Well, as I said to Pete during the week, you'll get plenty of advertising out of it. Both of us will be handling dogs at some stage in the near future. We can wear a nice white shirt. And
yours slightly quicker than mine
as well. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about that, but no, it's been a very good start to the night. There's no question of that. We'll welcome in now Molly Haines, who's been doing the on-course introduction of these Cup night match races. And Molly, welcome. How was your calamari?
It was actually delicious. I think you're standing on my mic cord though. Sorry. No, it was absolutely delicious. We got a very good feed here, didn't we?
We did.
James's idea as well. So what a beauty.
He took over the ordering.
No, well, the funny thing was we were just about to go to air, and I've looked down on my bench and I still had evidence. There was still a half a lemon sitting there, so I tossed that over the shoulder and
straight past the nose.
We're right to go now. But no, look, it is a great night tonight, isn't it, Molly? And these match races, the intrigue, the intensity between them is just extraordinary, and we just have to wait to see what plays out between these two stayers.
Absolutely, and I think what really sticks in the back of my mind is when trainers have something to say about one of these dogs as well. And in the back of my mind, I remember talking to Robbie Britton after Blazing Cartier come up against, I want to say Here's Tears, in a match race, or we had some sort of situation going. I reckon it was a Speed Star, and he said to me, look, I think Blazing Cartier is going to come out on top, and if she can beat Here's Tears, and I think she can beat Run Like Jess, to tell you the truth. When trainers have that a bit of an inside knowledge, they know how they trial, they know how they're pulling up, and
There's been money around too into 215 Blazing Cartier.
But Troy thinks we're silly, does he?
No, I wouldn't say anyone's silly. That's, I shouldn't say it. I've said a few people are silly, but not in terms of tipping Blazing Cartier. James sent me a text earlier as he was rushing to the track from home after doing a few other duties, that what did I like? And I thought, well, it's the class against the pace. I think Run Like Jess has got the pace. I've got no doubts the faster greyhound. Blazing Cartier is the class greyhound, and which way do you go? And you look at the market now, they've come together at 170 and 215. That's pretty way the market's firmed a lot.
I'll just go back to that run 4 starts ago at Sandown Park. Blazing Cartier defeated Manila Knight, who then went on to win the Bold Trees the week later. 41.64 at Sandown Park. This is 65 metres less, which does play to the advantage of Run Like Jess, but I'd almost bet my bottom dollar Run Like Jess wouldn't be going 41.64 at Sandown Park.
No, but I'm not sure Blazing Cartier goes 29.20 either. Over the 5.25.
Correct.
So, as we say, we're talking about 6.50 now. It's in the middle. It's an interesting race.
Here tonight, are we?
The calamari's got me going.
No, look, it is a very, very good point. Run Like Jess is clearly the speed, but can he run along? And we saw him win over the 650 here a couple of weeks ago, and he went really good, but he did it sitting second through the first part and then making his move. So he had that tempo setter in front of him. today he's got to burn the candle at both ends. He's going to go fast. Blazing Cartier, so often we see it in the match races. The second greyhound just sits a little bit closer than you'd probably expect. And if Run Like Jess goes down the back 2 or 3 lengths in front and Blazing Cartier is stalking, we know Blazing Cartier likes to push wide. So I think she's going to get the unimpeded run to go around him. Is she good enough to run him down? Look, I just thought there was around 270, 280 bet today for Blazing Cartier. I think that was a silly price. I think it's a 50-50 match race. It could go either way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I did think it was a lot closer than what Tab led on. But I think we're only moments away, are we, from
I think we
our
are.
match race?
So you two with Blazing Cartier. I'll stick with Run Like Jess. The market not much between.
Has them 150 Run Like Jess, 190 about Blazing Cartier. It's the Cup Night match race. It's a winner-take-all event, $10,000 in prize money. These races have created plenty of interest through a number of years with the Speed Star, etc. at Sandown, and now expanding onto the provincial circuit with these Cup Night match races. It was a ripper at Ballarat recently, and this is a pretty unique one in the form of the stayers. Both these runners coming through the Cup heats last week. So they're up into the boxes. And the red's the last one in. The green light is on. This is the Cup Night match race. They're set to go. Ready. And they're off. And Run Like Jess, as expected, began quicker than Blazing Cartier. There'll be 2 lengths over them at the judge the first time. 520 metres to go. Run Like Jess is the leader and passing the 440. It moves along nicely. 6:14 to the first mark. And it's 4 in front of Blazing Cartier to the top turn. Well, can Blazing Cartier run Like Jess down? I don't reckon at the moment. 16.12 off the back. And Run Like Jess, the last bit will be the test. 25.04 third section. It's 4.5 in front. Oh, it's home. Blazing Cartier out, whacks away, but Run Like Jess has pinched it. Favourite too good and wins the match race by 5 to Blazing Cartier. And we were right. 36.79. Yeah, with a clear run, either of them could have broken the 37.
$10,000 the winner. That was an easy $10,000, I think, for Run Like Jess. But what about the time? I mean, Burn One Down holds the track record at 66. Not too far outside a track record of one of the strongest stayers in the country.
Well,
or of all time, really.
I must say, I'm a little bit bedazzled standing here right beside the winning post, because that was an extraordinary performance, Run Like Jess. We always knew he was going to lead from the inside, but Blazing Cartier I thought might have the strength. And to put it in perspective, Houdini Boy last week went 36.78. This greyhound right up there with that. What's the end time? It's 36.808. So he's got within 2 lengths of 0.2 of a second of Houdini Boy, 0.02. That's an extraordinary run.
And what I love the most about these match races too is the fact that these greyhounds are going to come out. They're a little bit down in confidence from their Sale Cup heats. They got knocked around a little bit in those heats, but these greyhounds, I reckon, are just going to improve out of sight with that confidence run.
Well, especially Run Like Jess, who I said a moment ago probably can't run 41.64 at Sandown. I'm eating my words. On that run, the 7.15 is not going to be a problem. We've got Deb Coleman over here, and if we can catch her as she wanders back, we might even be able to have a quick chat to her just to see what the plan is going to be, because that was a surprisingly impressive run. We're going to get a hold of Deb Coleman here.
We'll try and grab Deb. 3 weeks ago, 37-17 here, beating Playlist by 6, and we'll grab Deb Coleman now.
Well, tell you what, I'm over here with Deb Coleman now. I've just jumped off set. What a run that was, Deb.
Nice. So I think we got the monkey off his back a bit now. So
he's come to the kennel as a supremely talented greyhound, but does that surprise you what he did tonight?
Look, I don't think the time surprises us. It's just the atmosphere.
Yeah.
How he handled that tonight.
And you must be pleased. I mean, Blazing Cartier's proven, has made so many Group staying races, and he's just absolutely smashed her.
Yeah, he's not seasoned to this yet.
Yeah, we do it.
She is, but
It's pretty around the side there. Yeah.
we're just looking forward to what he can do for us from here on in.
I made a comment before the race saying I think Blazing Cartier was value, and I thought this greyhound here maybe wouldn't go the 41.64 at Sandown Park. On that performance there, the world's this greyhound's oyster, really.
Yeah, they're still working on a few things in his head. He doesn't like people, he doesn't like crowds very much, but hopefully we're slowly getting there with him.
And what's the plan from here? Based on that run there, where does he go from here?
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll just wait and see.
One day at a time, Deb.
Yeah, that's it. That's for sure.
No,
Eddie.
well, congratulations. That was an outstanding match race win to run like
Yeah,
Jess.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Very excited, Deb Coleman there, and she said surprised not at the time, but obviously one thing about Deb Coleman, doesn't matter whether it's a $10,000 race or a Tier 3 race at Benning on a Wednesday, a very excited lady to win a race.
Absolutely. It's just fantastic to see how excited she was. And look, for her to say she wasn't surprised, it just shows that we were a tiny little bit off the mark.
Well, I
Just a
think
little
so.
bit.
I think so, because the other thing was Troy mentioned that greyhound had gone 29-20 around Sandown Park. So, you know, hugely talented greyhound. But the question mark was the 650. He had no problem really just trouncing Blazing Cartier, who's a proven group challenger.
It just goes to show what miles under the legs of stayers can do as well, I guess. And 37-17 first go. May have busted a fraction behind Christo Bale in the next week, and obviously then found the front nice and easy this time.
Scary to think what Houdini Boy can do later on. I think the record's shaking tonight, even though I'm tipping against him.
I was going to say, no, we're all tipping against him.
If he gets the right run, Houdini Boy, the record is 100% shaking.
Yeah, I think it is too. And a perfect night for it. That's why it's just been a glorious day and a glorious night. We've got a special guest coming in, and that's the Greyhound Racing Victoria Deputy Chair, Greg Miller. Of course, also the former Supremo at Sandown and a few other clubs as well. Molly, we might get Greg in now if we can and have a bit of a chat. And we'll let...
do a switcheroo. How are you, Greg?
Hello, Molly. Hello, everyone.
Good evening, Greg. Welcome back to the track.
Yeah, it's actually been to Sandown a couple of times. I was lucky enough to go to the Melbourne Cup, and one other time. I've had 2 race meetings in the last 9 months. It's great to be here.
How's things on the other side of the fence?
Well, it's been a learning process for me. I took my time and didn't say too much for the first 3 or 4 months. You know, I'm a shy type.
I can't believe that.
I just listened for a while, and I hope I can make an input for the industry going forward.
Well, from the start, Greg, you've always been pretty big in looking to move the industry forward, and the National Greyhound Draft is one of your babies, I guess you could say, and hasn't that been a great success? Wallbanger, #1 draft pick first year. Would you ever have dreamt to get a greyhound like him through the first running?
He's been a good advertisement for the whole syndication thing. I mean, I just think it's so important for the industry that we grow the industry and we involve as many people as we can. And whether it's a Ray Hennis in the Cup tonight with a whole group of people, or whether it's a national draft, we just got to keep growing the industry. The numbers make a difference to government. Obviously they do, and we need more people betting, more people owning greyhounds. So yeah, it's good.
Well, I can say the turnover is going up and up and up when it comes to betting, but look at this crowd. I mean, we're cut back to around 800 people, I think, is the number they're allowed to have here. It's at full capacity, and it's a very young crowd tonight at Sale as well.
I'm always impressed. I come here for the last 10 years I've been, and the young crowd is so encouraging to think young people like to come to greyhounds. You can see them barracking for that, even the 2-dog races there. They're on the fence barracking, which is great for the long-term future of our industry. We need it.
And down this way, I know that there's the Whelan family out at Meetung.
Yep.
They had a winner of the first heat of the Silver Chief tonight in 29.66. So there's plenty of young, good quality trainers down in Gippsland as well.
Oh, there always has been. Gippsland's been a great, rich area. The Whelans had a winner at Sandown, a different dog, just 2 weeks ago. Yep. They're going well. They're it's the same litter, but they're going well.
And we're talking about Gippsland. We had Stephen Clark earlier, Tarralgon. Some work starts there mid-January.
Yes, it is, and there's a very strict timeline. We've got to make sure it's up and running in the start of July. Everyone would know we're short of trialling tracks, particularly in the Gippsland area. Warragul, Cranbourne, Sandown have been bloody flat out. Hillsville, and we need it up as a race venue because the pressure's on the other clubs, as you would know. Extra race meetings just make it hard to always keep the track as well presented as you need it to be. If you're continually racing, you've got to be that balance. And having Traralgon up, and we need another track, and Traralgon's a great new invention.
Yep, it certainly is. Mate, talking about this last 9 months, pretty proud of the industry, the way the industry's embraced the negativity, I suppose, and the hurdles we had to overcome and continue to plough through in the results we've had.
Oh, bloody hell. There was some times there in April, when it first hit, we didn't know where it was going to go. And I was sitting in the board meetings and we didn't know whether we were going to, have an issue that was going to cause us to close down. We're thinking of having hubs at Hillsville. We're looking at every possible situation. But we got through it. So some great work by the integrity team, great work by the administration. We got through it. We were able to hold prize money. As you know, the harness and the horse races had to reduce prize money. Other than a little bit of group racing reduction, we were able to hold the prize money, which was good. And as you said before, the betting during that period of time went up, and we've held it up.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same with the tab. The tab's been a little bit soft.
Yep.
But the corporates have been magnificent.
Yep.
And that sort of made room for the money that we might have lost through the tabs being closed.
Mate, developments of the Watchdog app and that type of thing flowing on from that punting.
Yep.
They're a bit of a focus now for Grain Racing Victoria. So a few more additives now to the form guides as well.
Yeah, and I know. Yeah, I noticed there was a couple more even this week. A couple of new additives to Watchdog. The Watchdog just got better and better. You know, I was been so impressed with it. I'm not allowed to bet anymore, but I must admit I go through the Watchdog at home, the Watchdog app. I watch the races on it. I have black book dogs, and it's now got this new part of it, which is we know where the dogs when they jump inside or outside, and where they race on the track. That's a new part of it. So it's just getting better and better. And this is all information for the punter, so that I know it doesn't help the professional punters because they've now got competition. We're giving them all the information, but we want more people betting on our product, so we can give money back to the participants.
Yep.
Well, the one really important thing I think the punters are getting to know is greyhounds are extremely consistent.
Yes.
And it's one thing I don't think the open public have really known for a long time, but they're learning more and more that those greyhounds who like to step to the outside, they most often do, and those who rail hard will often rail hard. Those who are strong will be strong every week.
That's right.
And I guess you know what part of the preparation they're in just by looking at the form, seeing them race regularly, where the downside to gallops racing and potentially harness is they might be building up to the distance they're trying to get to, where the greyhounds, it's very, very easy to jump on the Watchdog app, see they've been racing regularly, you get to learn their distances, and as I said, they're extremely consistent.
You're spot on, mate. You're actually talking me into leaving the board and becoming a professional punter.
It's not that easy.
Mate, outstanding lineup in the Sale Cup. Very intriguing lineup in terms of obviously interstate greyhounds, as well as a couple of genuine stayers and a couple of more 600 metre dogs. Yeah. You're not allowed to tip, you're not allowed to bet. If you owned a greyhound in this race, who would it be?
That's a good way to put it.
well said. Well, the WA dogs have done so well in this race. It's incredible, isn't it? There wouldn't be a race where Western Australia have come over and dominated. You know, I was here when Quick Jagger, Star Recall,
Donna Nayland, I think went well, didn't he?
I reckon No Donuts was a bit of WA owners here. I think Don Nayland, that's right. But Paul Stewart, and so the WA dog, I wouldn't mind owning that dog, but of course
you got to think as well.
With Pato standing over there, our next guest, and Angela here too. I better stick with Houdini Boy, but no, I like to own that dog.
Well, they're not going to send a greyhound from WA all the way to Sale if they're not a genuine.
It's a big effort this time of the year, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a big effort, and it shows how popular Victorian grain racing is.
For sure, and it's only going to get better and better with a few more races coming on the calendar this year.
Yes,
I think Bendigo could be in line for a few new races. It's about time you betted a new race. We haven't seen a new race since
for 6 months.
Cup. Yeah,
we've got a couple coming up. So both us and Zio would be great to know.
That'll be great.
Thanks very much, Greg, for your time. Nice to see you back at the track, and well done.
That's a pleasure to be on, boys.
Awesome.
Well done.
Thanks very much. The next guest will be Darren Pattinson, as Greg alluded to, the handler for Houdini Boy. We'll get Darren in now if we can. And
up you come, Daz. Come on down, mate. Come on down.
We were going to record these interviews, but it's better live, isn't it?
I think so. We can get a little bit more out of him. We get a little bit more out of him when it's live.
Yeah, we do.
Handling Houdini Boy, mate, must be a great thrill.
You agree? You want to get in?
It is. We're on, mate. That's how casual it is. We're on.
Right, beautiful.
Just to chat. How is he going?
Really good. Obviously, his heat win was great last week. The only worry is the pace in the race. A lot of these dogs are 600 metre dogs and they've got plenty of pace, so it's just where he is sort of around the first bend and how far off him he is.
How good is he? He looks from the outside like he could be, if he isn't already, the next big thing. Is that what the talk is inside the tent?
Well, his trial times and stuff like that suggest he's as good as anything, but it's, where he puts himself in the race. But we like him because he chases hard. And, he can get a bump and he'll come back and, keep going. So,
So through the catching pen the first time, where would you like to see him
in the lead?
Obviously in the lead, but that's probably not going to happen. But Australia wanted to be done for 300 too, but they weren't.
Exactly right. We just want to be close enough without getting too much interference.
Yep.
And with the pace, I've looked at the race 100 times and I'm not sure where we're going to be in the run. So it's just about getting through there without getting too much interference.
We had about 3.5 weeks between runs. What was the preparation for him leading into a 650 metre race?
For this week?
For last week, they did this week.
For last week, not a lot. Not a lot, because we sort of had an interrupted prep before it, so we didn't want to push him too hard. So Cal's given him a pretty light week. He's going to be strong at the end. So
he's just naturally strong.
Naturally strong.
And that limited preparation, we saw that in the Bold Trees, and there were a fair few people out there who were knocking him. after that run. But to know such a limited preparation going in, again, inside the tent at home, you would have been absolutely thrilled with that performance.
Yeah, no, it was a great performance. After the race, we were a little bit disappointed, but we had the bloods done on him, and he was down a bit. So just the week before, just took it out of him, and because we had to rush him to get him there, just took him out of him.
But I suppose you obviously got tonight's your main is the main aim at the moment, Group 1. Where do you head to with the stayer after this sort of race?
We haven't really spoken about it. Cal just wants to get through this race and see. I know there's a race in Brisbane coming up, and then there's a few races at the Meadows, but not looking too far ahead.
Yep. What size is the kennel these days?
There's 12 race dogs and a few pre-trainers.
Yep.
So,
Any nice young ones we can look out for?
There's a few young ones. They're still a fair way off.
Still a fair way off.
Yeah.
Yep. That's good, mate.
That's the one thing I love about the excuse me, the Greeno setup. Is the fact it is a bit of a boutique kennel. There's only a small amount of greyhounds, but there's just star after star. Of course, you took Tommy Shelby as well, and now Houdini Boy. There's been so many superstars in there.
Yeah, that's how Cal works. He likes to have just a small number, and some days there's more people working there than there is dogs. But no, just a small look after him, give him one-on-one care, and
And how is it working for Cal as well? I actually had him on the Thrill of the Chase a couple of months ago, and he said Daz does a great job. Sometimes you'll be out the back. He goes, not even supposed to be working, but you'll be digging a hole doing something. You just love doing the work and getting it amongst the dogs.
Yeah, I was out of dogs for a couple of years, and the biggest thing I missed was just being outside, and I loved getting on the mower, doing anything. So being outside, I was stuck in sort of an office and driving around a lot, and it didn't suit me.
And what's the plan moving forward, mate? Are you going to get back into sort of full-time training? Is that what your future plan is? Or?
No, I'm happy just to help out at Cal, and we sort of all do a job. There's Jackie and Angie, so we all do a job. They're in Cal's and Jackie's name, but we all do the work.
And tonight, mate, what are the honest confidence levels going into the Sale Cup? Is it clear run he wins?
It's hard. It's such a good field that it's hard to say that, but. Personally, if he gets a clear run, he should win the race. But that's easier said than done.
I think he's the fastest dog in the race. So fingers crossed. If we get to see this is my theory, Darren. We get to see Houdini Boy with a clear run tonight. He breaks the track record and he wins the Group 1 Sale Cup. I must say though, I'm not tipping him. I think he's. Not that he can't win the race, it's just a tough draw for him. And there's so much speed on his outside, but I'm cheering for him because I know I love superstar greyhounds. I think he's by far the best greyhound in the race, and hopefully we get to see half a clear run because he's something very special.
Yeah, hopefully. No, he's an exciting dog, and like you said, where he's drawn and with the dogs around him, it's going to be tough, but if he does get that clear run, he'll go fast.
No, thanks very much, Darren, for your time, and go and soak a bit of this atmosphere. It's nice to have people back at the track, isn't it?
It's a great place to come and race.
It is. It's a glorious night and a terrific club. No, thanks, mate. Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Beautiful, Daz.
Coming up now is the Rising Star final. James, we had a bit of a talk about this earlier as well, because obviously you're running the Punters Club tonight. How'd you bet in the first Punters Club bet go?
Let's not talk about the Punters Club just yet. We're one race in, and we're unsuccessful in the Punters Club. Just one race down, and it was a 2-dog race, and I picked the wrong one. So, not a great start, but we're going to get it back hopefully here with Louis Lou. The 4 is a late scratching prime time, and I think that's just going to create enough space for Louis Lou to get going in the early part, and we're about 6 minutes away, and I think this greyhound's going to be mighty hard to roll.
Well, in 24.51 in the heat last week, is obviously an exciting youngster, 5 starts for 4 wins and a third, currently $1.50 on fixed odds. Obviously these prices changed a bit after that late scratching. Second in the market is Ha Ha MacGyver at $4.40 off the red. Went 24.65 in the heat, certainly went quite good off box 2, so obviously the inside draw was okay.
Yeah, look, I think so, and he probably surprised a little bit with the pace he showed last week, but in saying that, I went back to Sandown Park 7 runs ago and he's gone 5.04 to the peg, so he can begin. I ended up with 5.8, 1 and 4, and I tip Louis Lou based on the fact that if he goes 5.18 to the first peg, I think he leads clearly. I think he's the fastest dog in the race. If he leads, he probably wins. I really give the 8 a good chance. Jet Li Rose, I thought his run was probably better than Ha Ha MacGyver last week because he got posted out wide, and he's a local greyhound. He knows every grain of sand out there at Sale, and I think he'll run well.
22.34 at Warrigal, 3 runs back as a flying run, and it's probably as good as the 24.50 or 24.60 around here.
There's no doubt he's quick enough to be right in this. Just needs the right run at them, and he'll be thereabouts.
So your tips in the race were 5, 8, 1 and 4. Louis Lou to beat Jet Li Rose, Ha MacGyver and Prime Time.
Yeah, and Prime Time's a late scratching now, so
late scratching.
We'll get rid of that 4 and we'll just leave the 3 I've got. 5, 8, 1. That's enough for the winner, the exacta and the trifecta, Troy.
Well, I've got exactly the same numbers, 5, 8, 1. Molly's gone a slightly different. She's tipped Louis Lou as well, so the 3 of us are tipping Louis Lou. She's gone Louis Lou to beat Ha MacGyver, Maxwell in box number 7, and Lakeview Cruiser, and a little bit of odds in there for 4th as well. But very good race, $6,645 to the winner. A very good race coming up in 4 minutes' time. As I say, the Rising Star, there's plenty of Rising Stars coming out of this race, and I think Louis Lou could be one of them.
Yeah, there is going to definitely be some Rising Stars coming out of this race, and in years gone by, we've seen a lot of good greyhounds come through this series. I think this year will be no exception. If you are tuning in as well via the social media feed on Facebook, leave us a comment and we'll try and get back to you with what the answer might be. If you have a question for Troy, could be anything as to maybe Troy, his training physique, how he goes about that, how he managed to get shirts for us tonight. Whatever the question might be, throw it out there and we'll see if we can get back. But these runners are just on their way out to the start now.
Mate, we'll just have, as they go into the boxes for race number 5, we'll have a bit of a look at the Sale Cup market, I suppose, at the moment.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of minutes up our sleeve. Currently, Houdini Boy is the $2.40 favourite from box number 5, ahead of Christo Bale at $3.90, Zach Mannelli at $4.80, Arizona Rise $8.50, Bobby the Brute $14, Last Hurrah on Weblek Ace, and I'm Easy Boys, the 3 boulders at $19. $2.40 Houdini Boy, looks skinny from the draw.
Yeah, look, it's skinny, but if he gets half a run, it's a good price. You can look at that race in 2 ways. I just had a look on the socials as well, and the owner of Bobby the Brute, yeah.
Yes.
Box number 4.
Yep.
He's said, go Bobby, so good luck to Nick and the crew. And I just noticed here, Kyle as well has made a comment that match races are the real deal and he can't wait for the Sale Cup. And I must say as well, I love match racing and I love how we're seeing them on these country cups. And although that was a one-act affair, it was still brilliant to see what Run Like Jess was able to do.
And that's the thing about it, even if they do turn in that type of races, it's great to see that pure speed and athleticism and an unimpeded run and unimpeded performance. I guess that's where the sprint ones come in. You don't expect that in the 650 races, the 700 metre races.
And I think as well, Run Like Jess, it was probably, if you look in hindsight, the perfect match race because he was always going to lead. He was always going to get an uncontested lead. He was drawing the rail. If he had boxes 1 or 2 in the Sale Cup final, he's a huge contender. Obviously, it's a bit different in the Sale Cup because you've got the pressure of the greyhounds like Last Hurrah, Weblek Ace, who'll bring that speed where he clearly relished in the conditions of a slow beginner to his outside that was never going to pressure him in the run. And that's the uniqueness of match racing. It's about finding those greyhounds who are going to suit that format.
It's quite funny. We always talk about the strong dogs being suited in 2-dog races, but so often speed still wins. It's very difficult to get to the dog, get round the dog and get past the dog. You're pretty much going to be 2.5 lengths better.
And it's the first time we've seen a match race, as far as I know, here at Sale as well. And I thought it might play to the advantage of that greyhound who's stalking. But and Blazing Cartier stayed within 2 or 3 lengths. But when they went down the back, Run Like Jess just extended, exploded away, and really put Blazing Cartier to the sword, which I thought was impressive, knowing the quality of Blazing Cartier and the form that she's had for such a long time.
Very difficult to run down dogs running near record times, I suppose. As they're about to move behind the boxes here for the Rising Star, late money for Louis Lou has gone 165 to 150 to 140, now 135
Punters Club money
on fixed odds, the Punters Club bet.
Yes.
Just ahead of Ha MacGyver at $5, and that's the rest of double figures, and pretty much write your own tickets.
Yeah,
for the rest.
well, we've got 500 to win on Louis Lou in the Punters Club at around about $1.60, I think, fixed. We've had 150 to win on the Toad as well, so 650 on Louis Lou. I thought the pink was probably the only danger, Jet Li Rose, if he was to get a nice clear run across, and maybe Ha MacGyver, but I'm just not convinced he's going to begin the way he did last week. But I think it's Louis Lou to win the Rising Star with a touch of luck early.
And Jet Li Rose at $11 might be a nice little...
it's exotic value,
exotic
isn't it?
Day, absolutely.
Take the try, the 5 to win. I think the 8 and 1 are the obvious 2 dangers. They are about to move in, but into $1.30 this one.
About to move in now into $1.30 Louis Lou. So fingers crossed for the Punters Club, and we'll now go to race number 5, the Dunkley's Machinery Rising Star Final here at Sale.
Being called over here, and the starter will switch on the orange light, which indicates that we'll be ready for a move up here for race number 5. Over 37,000 in the quaddie pool on Super Tab, so good money about on the quad tonight. Punters have opened up the wallets and the accounts here to have some quads at sale. Fifth event, favourite from box 5. Set. And away, Louis Lou in the second half at box rise. It's last early with To Be Sure, and alongside the favourite Hoffer found the top. Oh, Louis Lou in more trouble. It can't win. Hoffer's landed 4 in front. As the local goes to second, Ha MacGyver settled.
So, no luck there for Louis Lou.
Oh, it was. I just said before the jump, sometimes when you feel like your luck's out, I had a feeling Louis Lou was just going to miss the kick. And, you know, on form, he was by far the most impressive last week. His sections were outstanding. He probably got in too short at 130, but look, on the form line, he was probably the runner to beat. But he missed the kick, and he contacted the rail going to that first corner. And by going so hard to the rail after missing the kick, it's created ample room for number 6 Hoffer to just accelerate to the front and run his own race for trainer Glenn Rounds. And his run last week was pretty good. He did it from box number 2 and he missed the kick Hoffer, and he's normally a much better beginning greyhound, but his acceleration was good last week. But look, it was a hard race to pick him when you had, you know, a greyhound like Louis Lou drawn immediately to his inside.
Well, shows how tough a race it was. It's very rare you see a Glen Rounds runner starting $25 or $23. So that's the type of race it was. But that's greyhound racing, and I suppose that's the beauty of greyhound racing too, is that obviously it's unfortunate that the favourite punters that Louis Lou had no luck, but good to see walking back nice now. But yeah, if you took the big odds, one of Glen Rounds trained greyhounds.
Louis Lou actually has the grease of the rail on his inside. That's he's gone that hard for the inside rail. He's got a little bit of grease on his legs. So, yeah, it just didn't go well for the favourite. That's the joys of racing sometimes. And, look, sometimes you can throw the form guide in the bin because things just don't work, and other times they just go beautifully. I'm going to grab Glen Rounds.
You can go and grab Glen Rounds, mate. Hoffer was the winner at $23.60 of the Rising Star final, ahead of Jet Li Rose from box number 8 at $2.90 a place. Ha MacGyver finished 3rd, and Lakeview Cruiser in 4th. We've got Glen Rounds hopefully coming over now to join James Vandermeer, and here's Glen now.
Roundsy, nice win that.
Done excellent. Began like a beauty, and that's what you win here.
I didn't tip him tonight, but I was just saying post-race, his run last week was good. He missed the kick from 2. He went to accelerate, but today he just did it all right.
He did. He went beautiful. I'm very wrapped in him.
We're a bit surprised as well. A G Rounds runner very rarely goes around at 25-1 and wins.
The owners will have a bit of that, so they'll be happy.
And where to from here? It was a nice run, wasn't it?
I don't know. I've got him nommed for Warrnambool Wednesday night because I'm going to Warrnambool with a maiden. I've got him nommed to come with me, so...
And what do you think of this greyhound? Because he's just getting better and better, and the Rising Stars are race won by some really good dogs.
Yeah, if he can keep beginning like that, he's got a future, but probably getting back to the city soon. Yeah. Before he wins too many races. You know.
24.64 the time.
Went good. Track's good, but he went good.
He did go good.
Got to run it.
Congrats, Roundsy. Nice win with Hoffer.
Thanks, mate.
Very impressive.
I'm back, mate. I'm back. When I get on these shows, I love to move about. and just then I had to really lasso Roundsy because he was on his way back. I'm not sure if he was going to the bar or what he was doing, but no, look, it was a huge run, really. 24.64, and did that just burning from the front. And Jet Li Rose, who we probably elected as a bit of a value runner in the races, ran second, but was never a match for Hoffer, who just made the Rising Star his own.
Certainly did, and as we said, very surprising. I suppose $23 for a Glen Rounds runner, but that's how much Louis Lou dominated the market.
Surprised.
Yeah, sounds like it. But that's how much it dominated the market. But look, we were trying to catch up with Dave Hobby earlier on, but I reckon Dave's hiding from Molly.
I have been told that Dave can hide. he just goes about his business quietly. He's the quiet achiever, but wonderful trainer. I would love to have a chat to Dave Hobby in regards to Zach Mannelli, and not just Zach Mannelli, but also the greyhounds he's got at the Meadows. We had Sunset Spitfire, and also
the other one now.
Sunset. It was in race number 1 or race number 2 as well, but Sunset Inferno I think it was. But 2 extremely fast greyhounds, and yeah, he's got such a great team, and for him to elect, we don't see him often come to Victoria, and when he does, you know they're going to be, very, very good.
And him and Mike Quincy got a wonderful partnership over there in Western Australia. Mike's a wonderful individual and a wonderful greyhound owner. He puts plenty of money into the sport, and those Mannelli greyhounds are certainly always one to be reckoned with. But a big effort to come across, not just to come from Perth to Sale, but to do it this time of the year as well.
No, look, it's a huge effort to come across and then to perform here as well. But I'm just trying to organise this punters club because we're on our last legs and we're only 2 races in. not the ideal start. But what do they say? If you go too hard too soon, you're not going to go any good. And I'm just trying to time the run. We'll clean up on the Sale Cup, the Summer Cup, and then I've got my best bet of the night a bit later on in race 9 as well. So hopefully we can pencil that one in as a winner.
So that'll start joining karaoke and try and take up a limit.
I'm not too sure what I'll be doing. I might have to do some karaoke just to ease the pain of the punters. But then again, that might just make them more angry, I think.
Well, I guess the next race we can do some form then, if you've got to do some form for the Punters Cup, and that's the Summer Cup final. At the moment, Taken is an even money favourite. Another one for Jason Thompson.
I'll tell you what, I like a dog in the next at the Meadows.
Yep.
I reckon on this broadcast we can probably go to the Watchdog app and take the Meadows, can we? I'm really putting Cambo, our producer, under the pump, but I reckon we might be able to take next heat at the Meadows on this show because I'm pretty keen on one off the red called Do It. Yep. I think he's going to win, and I think he's around $2 at the moment. It might be just one we can start to build our bank. Race 7 at the Meadows, number 1.
Of course, a very good performance or a couple of good runs during the Melbourne Cup Carnival, and was the first reserve at Ballarat's match race as well as Do It. So what are we looking at there, mate? What price is Do It in race number 7 at the Meadows?
We're looking at about $2 the price at the moment, so I'm just going to organise to get a little Punters Club wager at the Meadows. I like to sometimes just venture outside. If it's not happening here at Sale, which it's not tonight for us so far, just venture out, change your luck, change your tune, and then we'll bounce back for the Sale Cup, which is what it's all about here tonight.
Well, we'll look at the Summer Cup final first. We'll look at Taken is the even money favourite. As we said, as an easing favourite, open odds on during the day is $2. Another one for Jason Thompson, nicely drawn out wide, around 29.32 off box 8 in the heat. Is $2 the right price for Taken?
Yeah, look, I think so. It's just a very hard race to find who's going to beat him. I've tipped against him. I think the price is probably a little bit lean, but look, he's a huge chance. He's the runner to beat. Again, it's just, I think, about finding value in that race because it's a very even field, and there's definitely a few that I think could bob up without too big of a surprise and win the race.
So Kingfisher Rose is $5.50 into $5 at the moment. A bit of a specking there.
Yeah, the Punters Club probably going to jump on Kingfisher Rose as well. I just think he's a greyhound that knows, again, every inch of sand here at Sale. He's got some big runs behind top greyhounds to his credit, so there's no reason why he's not going to run well again. An
interesting runner is probably the reserve. Would have done a lot of form on Zipping Sullivan, but Zipping Sullivan, Melbourne Cup finalist, probably slightly going below that form at the moment, the last couple of runs, but how can you disregard a Melbourne Cup finalist?
Yeah, look, exactly right, and I'm sure the form line of any runner coming out of a Melbourne Cup's going to be strong wherever they go. The Camilleri-Coleman combination have already had a winner tonight, so there's no reason why they won't go well again.
Mate, so we'll go back to the Sale Cup market as well and just have a bit of a look at that. At the moment, we've got Arizona Rise off box number 1 at $8.50. Christo Bale, $3.90 now from box number 2. Zach Mannelli, $4.80, has firmed slightly from the $5 earlier. Bobby the Brute is $19 into $15. Bit of specking at odds.
Yeah, there has been money, and you'd only expect him to improve on that 650 run as well because he's going to take a lot of residual fitness, a lot of strength from that gallop over the journey. I've just organised this Punters Club to have a go at that one at the Meadows. So race 7, number 1, Do It. I've got the $400 a win. $400 a win. We're going fixed. $100 a win on the tote. We're about 4 minutes away, and it has just firmed into 190. So hopefully that can get us going in the right direction again. But look, the racing here, it's so even.
Yeah, it is.
It is really even. I must say I've dissected the races as much as I could, but when it gets to a night like this and there's so much class in each race, sometimes it just comes down to a little bit of luck on the night, getting the right run at the right time and hopefully performing. And this next race, the 5:20 start, I honestly think any greyhound could win without a surprise.
No, it's very difficult to, obviously you get those favourites off their form, but when they're drawn awkwardly, and these finals in particular, are not as easy as what the heats are obviously when they're seated.
Well, that's right, and I think the quality will drop off a little bit in the heats. We see the best greyhounds at the top, and then there normally is a bit of a drop off, but when it comes to the final, there's normally 4 or 5 greyhounds that can perform, sometimes more. The pressure's on, the run to the first corner. That's the key to being able to win the race at the end.
Mate, we move on to race number 7 as well while we're having a bit of a chat. Geez, that's a good race. You got Grand Lake Midnight Monarch off box number 8 at $3.30. You've got Daniel Avocado, $4.40. Zambora Smoky, $4.80. Zipping Fleur, $5.50. These greyhounds, most of the time they go around country racetracks, are very, very short. You're getting value every runner at the moment.
Another race, though, isn't it, where I think any of the 7 could probably win and you wouldn't be overly surprised. I mean, so much speed in the race as well. The red Bring Your Banjo, Zipping Fleur, Zipping Zabo, Daniel Avocado's a front runner. Zipping Smoky, Zambora Smoky, he missed the kick last start, but he normally begins a bit better better than that. And then Midnight Monarch up the straight. I think he's the best straight greyhound in the country, probably in the world. I think we've got the strongest straight racing in the world, just about anywhere, I think, the straight racing. So, look, he's the $3.30 favourite, Midnight Monarch, but again, it's such a hard lineup to try and sort out.
That's almost a country cup field, a 450 metre country cup field, and most of those greyhounds have contested at least the first rounds, if not the finals, of some of those feature races that we've got in the country Victoria.
Yeah, look, and I think that is the benefit of this Sale Cup night. All of these races are the best quality possible for their grade and their class, and this is for the open class sprinters. Therefore, we've got a country cup field assembled. And look, Daniel Avocado, his form, he was the fastest qualifier into the Ballarat Cup.
Yep.
And he was outstanding here last week. Yet he's a $4.40 chance, and I think that shows just how good this race actually is.
Your Meadows selection, I think there's been more money for it now.
That could have been the Punters Club money. I'm just confirming we are definitely on. Number one, Do It. It's about 2 and a bit minutes away. It's into about $1.75 now, so they are jumping on. Very promising greyhound too for Jeff Britton. The 15 starts for 7 wins and 4 places. And we said has already contested a couple of big races as well. So be very interesting to see how that goes to Meadows. But how good's the Watchdog app to be able to put on your phone and just watch Victorian greyhound racing? Well, mate, I find myself using the Watchdog app more than any other app. I love the notifications they've got now as well, and not just the notifications, but you can then check up strike rates on any train or any greyhound. There's so much information, and it is all designed to inform the punter to improve the way they do their form. And I think, look, if you've got the Watchdog app, you're halfway to being successful, I feel. Now, mate, obviously also too, the TAB, as they're always very good offering specials. We have a cricket greyhound special tonight from the tab. Just got some notifications through. $4.80 for Houdini Boy in the Sale Cup into Glenn Maxwell for the Melbourne Stars in tonight's Big Bash for the Sydney Sixers. The Big Bash starts at 9:20 tonight. Punters can go to tab.com.au under today's offers, and you'll see the $4.80 there, a double between Houdini Boy and Glenn Maxwell. So very good. Obviously, our Big Day's cricket in Australia, the Boxing Day test, and a double ahead of the Big Bash as well. Well, we almost could have added Maxwell, the greyhound, in the Rising Star, but luckily, though, we didn't, because he didn't perform how we would have hoped. But are you across the cricket, Troy? What's going on at the MCG at the moment, the Boxing Day test? Well, we were coming down here and knew the first session ended a little bit steady. I know that. I wasn't sure how the end of the day ended, but I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm not across it today. It wasn't the biggest day for Australia. Australia were all there for 195 actually. Oh, really? India were 1 for 36 at stumps. So very intriguing first day's Boxing Day test. Aussie spirit will come good. Of course, we'll fight back. These greyhounds are heading to the boxes now at the Meadows. We're not too far away from moving across and showing that Meadows race on tonight's coverage, even though it's the Sale Cup coverage. Well, hey, how about that? I just jump in and just rearrange the plan, throw the run sheet out the window, because we're having a wager at the Meadows, and we have to cheer our Punters Club wagers home, don't we? Well, why not? Absolutely, we have to. What do we got? We're getting around $1.75 now on this runner, so it has firmed up pretty short. But look, I think it's going to be pretty hard to contain. Into $1.65 now, and look, Shimmer Jake drawn box number 2. As long as Shimmer Jake doesn't cross the red early, and we can punch through on the rail, I think he's going to be too good, and hopefully we can just pick up a bit of form before bouncing back to Sale for the Summer Cup. We'll go to that race at the Meadows right now.
Do It in 1. Aston Ulysses in 3, Memphis Keeping in 5, Major 7. Moving in now, Shimmer Jake in 2, Jackpot 4, Earn the Answers and Raja Bale. Hot favourite in box 1. Do It, they're set to go, green light. Ready. Racing, Do It out fast on the inside to go through and lead, tackled by Earn the Answers on the outside. Earn the Answers go to take the lead. Do It will box seat second on the first turn. They were followed further back by Jackpot up to third. Followed then by Memphis Keeping. Then came Aston Ulysses. Well back in the race over the inside. Major. Shimmer Jake's out to the tail with Raja Bale coming up the back straight. Earn the Answers leader. Led by 2.5 to 3. Do It is trying to close. 12 lengths away. Then came Aston Ulysses. In the straight though. Earn the Answers clear. Do It can't get there. And it's Earn the Answers from Do It. About 6 lengths away would be Aston Ulysses third. Then Memphis Keeping, followed further back by Major. Then came Jackpot. The trailers over the line, Raja Bale and Shimmer Jake, and the time is around 29.64.
Another second. Oh, I don't know what's happening tonight. And Earn the Answers, I thought, was a sneaky danger, but has to begin like that. 29.61, is that right? Yeah, explosive pace, Earn the Answers, but does come out crashing hard for the inside, and got the run across, led Do It, who began beautifully, and I thought initially we were set for victory, and then the pace come across from Earn the Answers, got a little bit ahead, 2 or 3 lengths, so that was enough to stop us from having success. So
not exactly what we were after there.
A little disappointing, but it's very difficult to run dogs down when they're running 29.61 up front and fast times like that. But
yeah, very hard. And look, that was the case. We've probably gone 29.65, which will just about win every heat of the Silver Chief. But unfortunately, the one we wanted.
Yeah, that's always the way. But getting out now, Taken out to 210. Are you sticking with Taken, or are you sticking with Kingfisher Rose?
I'm going Kingfisher Rose, number 2. 2,836 were my numbers. Just need a little bit of luck in running Kingfisher Rose, and I think he's going to be pretty hard to beat.
So we said it is $5.50 into the $5. $6.80 on the pari-mutuel market. Ballymac Vicar into $6.50 from $7. So a little bit of money for it as well. Taken is out to $2.10, $1.60 on the pari-mutuel market, but plenty of money for it as well. And they probably look to 3 in terms of dominating the market. We're not too far off going in the boxes. Zipping Sullivan is out to $5.50. I think that's. Even though I like Taken, I think Zipping Sullivan is getting out to 9.10 pari-mutuel. If you get the 9.10, that'd be certainly worth a bit of an investment as well.
There's definitely value Zipping Sullivan based on that form from the Melbourne Cup, but. Look, it's just the kind of race that I think once they balance and we see them go through the first 100 metres, we're going to know a lot more. But until then, it's a race that I think just about anyone could win without surprise.
Yeah, it certainly is. Actually, we've got a couple of minutes up our sleeve. We might grab Ray Hennessy in quickly. We'll get Ray in. So he's come up a peg. It was going to be after the next race, but we're getting him in now.
Here we go. We'll get you in, so you've got plenty of time to get out there.
Thanks for joining us, Ray.
Congratulations, finalist of the Cup.
Yep, no, it's all good.
How you feeling?
Pretty relaxed, actually.
Relaxed?
Yeah.
What are the chances?
Rough, very rough, I think.
He's a good run last week, though.
Oh, look, he's going super, this dog. I really can't fault him. The last 6 months, he's stepped up another gear, and he's like a young dog in work again, you know.
Well, he ran down a Group 1 winner, didn't he, last hurrah, last start, and last hurrah being a Group 1 winner over the 600. That must just give you that little bit of swagger, pin the shoulders back, and come to sale this week as a bit of a player?
Oh, look, definitely, it definitely helps, but... Yeah, it was a very good run last week, and he seems to be getting better and better. As an old dog, he's improving, which is unusual, really.
They made a big group of first-time owners.
Huge group, yeah, very happy owners, that's for sure.
How many are in the syndicate?
I think there's around 20, I think, yeah.
Many ventured to sale today?
Nah, none have come.
Couldn't get?
Nah, most of them will run the pub up there in Bendigo, so a lot of them work there, and a few boys around the Bendigo way just couldn't get the trip down.
So hanging around the TV now at the tab area, I suppose.
Oh, I reckon they would be. Yeah.
Mate, is this their first dog? Yep.
Yeah.
They got others now, or?
No.
Haven't talked them into it?
No, not yet. Try to.
What's going on there?
You think they'd be able to afford one now, wouldn't you?
Definition of money spinner. $100,000 in prize money, 18 wins from 71, and look, he's been a really good greyhound because he ran in that great chase, didn't he, behind the 2 Super Brothers, and he wasn't too far away, and he's proved that he's always been around the mark.
Look, just so honest, just a really good chase, a real honest dog. What he does is what he does tonight is what he does. He's going to try his heart out, and that's all that matters in the end, So, but just such an honest dog.
Who's the dangers? Is it Houdini Boy? Is it Weblek Ace with the early speed? Who's your biggest danger when you set out on the track that you think, we got to beat this one?
Look, Houdini Boy's obviously, if he doesn't get clear running, then look, but who knows? He's a freak of a dog, but if he gets clear running, I don't think you'll beat him,
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be trouble on the corner, so who knows,
If you can stay with us for this race, we'll watch this race coming up now, which is the Summer Cup final. We'll have a bit of a chat after the race as well, and we'll go to that race now.
The starter calls them over here for the Sale Motor Group Summer Cup final. They've been wonderful sponsors here of the club for many years, the Sale Motor Group. And in front of a very good crowd here tonight, given what we've been through this year, to have such a good number of people on course is a terrific achievement for the racing industry in general. And in behind that group of people, the starter has called these runners forward, and we're just about right for a get-go. In fact, green light is on. Here comes the lure, 520 metres for the 6th out of Sale tonight. All set. And away. Patchy start, Medallia Champ and Taken back at the box rise, and Zipping Sullivan, the reserve. It has a chance, and it's 4 in front down the back. From Marshall's King to 2nd and Kingfisher Rose to 3rd is Taken winding up at 6 or 7 off the lead, but gets down to the fence. Next, Medallia Champ off the back turn. Further back was Aston Turbine. Ballymac Vickers well back. Chantal Rose ahead of those, but Zipping Sullivan, the reserve, sneaks into the field, and it's going to pinch it, I reckon. Medallia Champ's out with Taken, but just in front, Zipping Sullivan has taken it out. They couldn't pick it up. Medallia Champ or Taken for the minor issue, and just in behind those, either Chantal Rose or King.
Zipping Sullivan, we spoke about before the race, the Group 1 form, getting a run in the Summer Cup final at Sale, and just straight to the front, and that was the end of it.
Just flying the start, wasn't it? Zipping Sullivan straight to the lead, hasn't won a race since it led all of the way in the heat of the Melbourne Cup, and was just able to damage the Punters Club ego a little bit more as it continues to sink the ship. But we've got Reagan S here, so let's swing our attention off that race because it didn't go to plan, and back to I'm Easy Boys, drawn box number 8. If he is going to win tonight, where do you need him to be at that first corner? Does he need to sit right behind Weblek, Ace and Last Hurrah, or does he need to lead to win?
I think you're pretty much right there. If he can come out like he can and probably sit behind those two dogs within a length of him, he's going to be a chance and hope for a bit of trouble behind him, you know. So he can show real good early pace, and if he can do that, which he's going to have to do everything spot on to be up there anyway. But if that happens, well, you know, could run a place and who knows.
Fingers crossed. What do you reckon, Troy?
Mate, I was just a 5-hour trip from home. You've done it 4 weeks in a row now. Did you come and trial as well, or just the first week was the trial? So 4 weeks in a row. It's a pretty fair effort to be coming back and forth.
Yeah, well, I thought if you're going to have a crack, you've got to have a couple of looks at the place, and they had those lead-up races going into it, and I thought, well, we'll test him out. If he's good enough, we'll stick at it and keep coming, and, you know, go from there.
No, I wanted to ask another couple of questions. We'll firstly catch up with Deb Coleman again first, who's back in the winners list again. So I'll get James Vandermark now to have a chat to Deb.
I'm getting a little bit sick of this. It's the Deb Coleman show. Congratulations, Zipping Sullivan. Nice win.
Yeah, happy with that. Real happy, yep.
He hasn't won a race since the Melbourne Cup heat, but that just showed his class, didn't it?
Yeah, that's it. He didn't have much luck in last week's run, but he's been feeling terrific all week. So, you know, all we could hope that he got a run, actually.
Yeah.
So, lucky enough, 5 come out and he went in, and he does like the 5 box. So,
and what was it like at home when you did find out that he was getting a run in the Summer Cup? Was there a bit of excitement about?
I think we were a little bit more concerned about Run Like Jess and his little quirkiness, because we know this dog, he just loves everything that goes on around him. So we weren't worried that way with him. But, he's just been bought by Tim Aloisi. So,
this one here?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. And Tim's got some very smart ones.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And what's been the highlight for you? Is it Zipping Sullivan winning the Summer Cup, or just how brilliant Run Like Jess was?
Oh, look, I love Sully.
Bit of a favourite?
Sully. I love Jess as well, but Sully has a very special place in my heart. Yeah.
I was going to say, you got a very, very emotional after the Melbourne Cup heat, and we're getting you again.
Don't get me
What does he mean to you, this greyhound?
Oh, look, they all mean something to us, you know, every one of them.
No, well, congratulations. It's great to see. Go and enjoy the win, Deb. You've had a wonderful night. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Just goes to show the pool that our Facebook show's got. They're begging for Deb to come up there to the presentation area. Poor old Molly's up there having to fill some time, but she's having a chat to the superstar here in James Vandermark.
I take my time too, don't I? What do you reckon? What are the chances that, Ray, you'll be walking back from the Sale Cup and I'll be, you know, trying to lasso you over for an interview? Does that excite you a little bit?
Oh, it does excite me a bit. It'd be nice, I hope so.
The Sale Cup, not you trying to lasso him.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably wasn't the right phrase, was it, to go with?
I know that Wonder Woman hit the screens today, but that's a little bit silly. But mate, what I was going to ask you about was, obviously there's a big group of owners and you've done a lot of syndicating and training for big groups in recent times. How satisfying is it to have a group of blokes, not just the ones that haven't been in Grand Race, but the ones that have as well, to enjoy any win, let alone a big race win?
Oh, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. Even for all the other guys that are in other dogs with me and this and that, it gives them a chance to see, well, this is what can happen as well, you know. So they say, oh, we're in one dog now, he's going all right, but he's no superstar. Let's try and get that one that makes a Group 1 or wins a group race, you know what I mean? It spurs that group on as well as other groups, you know.
And you're still pushing that line? You're still pushing the group ownership and the syndication ownership?
A little bit. Haven't done a lot this year at all. Sort of just been holding back, sort of got my hands full at home, and it's, you know, sort of to keep the numbers to a reasonable level to be able to do the right job for the owners involved as well as myself and the dogs, of course.
So how many you got in work?
It's around 20.
20 and pups?
Yeah, it's probably 40.
40, so plenty of work to get back up in the morning when you get home.
A couple of litters in the last couple of weeks.
You get home at 3 or 4 in the morning, up at 6 to start again.
That's exactly right.
And you've been lucky enough, Ray, to score one of these nice polos as well, mate.
I have, haven't
We've done well, haven't we?
I look all right, don't I?
I look good, the hat as well. The hat come from home or from down here?
No, the hat. Give me the hat. So hat.
Even if you don't win, mate.
Nice to have the ground's name on it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
It's got that there.
Gee, so there you go. Even if you don't win, mate, you won't go home empty-handed.
Well, let's see. I've got something, haven't I?
We didn't get the hat, but we got the calamari.
We've got no dogs, do we, Troy?
I had a nice steak, actually. That was good.
It's good, as we said earlier on, certainly get to graze 7 days a week. Graze
That's very good.
Beautiful food.
Yeah, I actually enjoy commentating down here because I think, well, I can slip downstairs at about race 2 and order a nice little meal, and they deliver it up to the broadcast box up here. And look at that, it was the same for us out here. We got treated to some good calamari.
We can't get out in the pup paddock, isn't it?
No, exactly. No.
Hopefully, mate, you'll be getting treated to some lobster after you claim the Sale Cup tonight.
Be nice.
Thanks very much for joining us, and it's a terrific commitment to be able to make the 5 or 10 hour round trip 4 weeks in a row, and fingers crossed it pays off for you and the boys.
No worries, thanks a lot.
No, thanks very much.
Well, Troy, if anyone's going to know about the long trips, as we wish Ray all the best in the big one, good luck. Good luck, lads. Yeah, look, if anyone's going to know about the long trip to Sale, it's you, Troy. You've made the journey from just out of Bendigo. Mate, it would have just felt like the kilometres were just continuing coming out here.
Mate, I spent 10 years in Dubbo, so it's actually not that far driving 5 hours, I can guarantee. You can drive that far and not see someone, but no, it's worth coming for a night like this. That's one good thing. It's worth going anywhere for a race meeting, I think. It's
a huge night, isn't it, really? I mean, the support card is what I'm really enjoying as well. Every single race since we've been on air has been top class, whether it be the match race, the young stars coming through, or the Melbourne Cup heat winner who just took out the Summer Cup. And I would have loved for him to have been a starter, not a reserve, and we may have based our form a bit differently around how the race was going to play out. But look, when he led, went to the front, he probably did get pretty tired toward the end, but he'd set up such a break on them that he just wasn't for catching.
But we had a few, would you believe, a few of these participants are on course watching the Facebook show. Sean Colson was one of them.
Yeah.
We saw Sean Handler winner earlier. Of course, always watching our Facebook shows and internet shows. But it's good to get a little bit of feedback. We've got any other feedback in terms of the show?
I reckon we will.
As you go to that, we've got Midnight Monarch $3.30 in the festival sprint final coming up off box number 8.
I have to mention GCV, Greyhound Clubs Victoria, have said great coverage, James and Troy, so we'll give them a pat on the back for...
We've got to do that.
Yeah, for positive feedback.
Our producer's not happy about not getting that mentioned.
Yeah, that's right. Cambo, you're behind the camera, mate, so we don't mention you. Matty Field, great man Matty Field. He's got his Greyhound Apache. I'm not sure if you've heard of Apache.
I certainly have.
He's a wonderful man, Matty, and he says Debbie is an absolutely brilliant trainer. Debbie Coleman, of course, and no doubt about that. Deb and Rob, they have prepared just star after star and winner after winner for a long time. And when it comes to strike rates in greyhound racing, that kennel in particular have just an extraordinary strike rate.
One of the things I think they do right is and obviously everyone does, but obviously the placing of it, the placing of the grounds is terrific, and getting confidence builders. And you hear people say that they shouldn't be in Tier 3 races or provincial races with some of those greyhounds, but it's all about getting the best out of the greyhound and the best return for the owner. It's wonderful. But the other thing that I certainly enjoy watching both Deb and Rob is the affection they have for the greyhounds. It's just incredible. It's almost like their children.
Yeah, exactly right, and especially Deb. I mean, whenever we see Deb, and I know she's got a bit of a special love for Zipping Sullivan, and we saw that after the Melbourne Cup heat. She was very, very emotional, and it was bringing back memories, I think, of that success. And look, they're wonderful trainers, and they've had a night out tonight. 10,000 for the win of Run Like Jess, and now the Summer Cup as well. They've had a picnic here at Sale, I think it's fair to say.
Absolutely. It's not over yet either.
Well, we're two thorns. We need a rose, don't we?
Yeah, we do need a rose. She's been very active tonight, very busy tonight.
I'm actually intrigued to find out when Molly Haines is going to slow down, because she's about, I think, 6-7 months pregnant. She's glowing. She has been for the last few months. Always glowing, in fact, I should say.
Correct.
But, Molly, in you come. When are you going to relax and just chill out a little bit and get ready for the bub?
What, tonight or just in general?
No, moving forward.
Oh, look, I was just planning on continuing until I pop. To tell you the truth, I'm not, and anyone who knows me half well will know that I'm not great sitting around doing not much. So I think I'm just going to keep working as long as I feel safe to do so.
I could see why you would want to go to work as well. A night like this at Sale, just an amazing night of racing. They Run Like Jess, Zipping Sullivan. The rising star will we get to see potentially, Hoffa take the next step toward being a real star on the rise, and it's just such good racing, race after race. It's so exciting.
It really is, and look, I don't mean to be too biased, but the Sale Cup, so block your ears, Troy, the Sale Cup would have to be one of my favourite country cups. I think if it was... it's far away
from me. Much better than Bendigo, isn't it?
Oh, much better than Bendigo. No, look, it's a fantastic cup, and I think what I love about it too is that the crowd is really young as well. Although I'm feeling quite old, I don't know about you. There were people I was thinking,
I am old, so I don't have to feel it.
Yeah, I really wasn't sure. Yeah.
No, look, we actually spoke about this earlier, and we said it's so great to see a young demographic getting on track and enjoying greyhound racing, because who knows, there could be a couple of guys and girls out here tonight who are having a few drinks and then fall in love up with the greyhounds or, the training side of things, and one day they might either own a greyhound on their couch, they might train a greyhound, or they might, just come to the track every single week.
We might need to introduce him to Ray, who seems to be getting everyone involved in the dogs. It would have been an amazing chat that you guys had with him. I'm a bit sad that I missed it out on the track, but he seems like he's doing great things for the sport, and that's what it's all about.
He's doing much greater things than I am in the Punters Club, Molly, because it has been...
He's even stopped one of the Meadows.
I had a bet at the Meadows. We moved tracks because we weren't going so well, and we had a win bet and it ran second. So
that's
it's just one of those days.
Because there's nothing wrong at Ballarat, nothing wrong at Sub, but we've still got a couple of races to go.
I did say that to Molly. I said the problem is I'll do a Punters Club at Sale, and I tipped nearly every winner on the whole card at Ballarat, and I said it's never going to happen again.
No.
Not like Warrnambool in 2001.
Do you know what? I was going to say, has he mentioned Warrnambool yet? Because this is James's claim to fame, and so it should.
It
you had a $50? Was it a $50 return?
Yeah, for a $10 ticket, but it was $2,500 into like 12 or 13,000. It goes up every year, but it was around about 5 times your money, which is pretty hard to do.
The night you didn't turn up at Bendigo for the Cup, and the Punters Club found a $51 winner in the Cup.
Who did you?
Landmark.
What's that?
Landmark. God bless it.
I remember Landmark.
Landmark.
Second
reserve, wasn't it? Yeah.
Second reserve in box number 10.
Correct.
You got a run for... Was it Brendan Marcel or was it Robbie?
I had success at a Punters Club at Bendigo.
Yes.
So it might have been the year later or the year after that, and I was really keen on winning race 9, which I am today, and I'm now regretting, we've had a couple of $500 bets along the way. I'm sort of regretting doing that, and I think we should have just waited, had a little play in the Cup, and then maybe had a play on race 9. But look, that's the joys of gambling, isn't it?
What's the balance at the Punters Club at the moment?
Near naught, mate.
Near naught. Okay.
No, it's about I think 1,300.
So we take up a collection and try and get on this race 9 thing?
Yeah, no, it's about 1,300, I think. So we started with about three and a bit. So it's not looking good just yet, but we have got time to bounce back. And look, I love a story of survival, of fight. And that's
off the canvas.
This is like one of those just historic boxing stories where the guy he's on the ground, he can't throw another punch, and somehow he gets up and tips 3 in a row, and he's in front.
He's dreaming, isn't he?
He is dreaming. He is. He had way too much cheer on Christmas Day, I'd say. Atmosphere, how is it out there? We're obviously down here, and the atmosphere is outstanding, I can tell you. We've got to stop Jim from singing a couple of times. But
I'm enjoying it.
I feel like it was almost going to turn into karaoke at one stage, to tell you the truth. But no, the crowd's fantastic out there. And I think the great thing about Sale is that everyone is right there as well. So they get the opportunity to look at these dogs. Like, they're only metres away from these greyhounds. We looked at Hoffer and also Zipping Sullivan as well. Just seeing the tears coming out of Deb Coleman's eyes.
I wound her up over here.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Sent it out to you, and she was already a mess.
Absolutely. Now, guys, I'm actually going to have to jump off the coverage for a little moment. I've got to introduce some more dogs, but you guys enjoy, and I will be back.
How many hats tonight are you wearing?
A few. Don't worry, I'm slowing down as the night goes on. All right, I'll let you guys
as
be
Louise
for a
has put
bit.
out there, you're a great ambassador for our industry, so you can head off and come back when you feel like it.
Thank you very
Anytime
much.
you like, just walk in.
I will. Thank you.
Thanks, Molly.
Just leave us, Molly. Just leave us. It's all right. We'll get the show rolling. Won't we, Troy?
We will. And rolling into the Gippsland Festival Sprint Final.
Correct.
Of course, the Gippsland Festival starts tonight at Sale, goes to Warragul on the 16th of
Always great
January, then into Cranbourne, and obviously in 2022 it'll include Tarragon as well. But always a wonderful festival, starting with tonight and going right through to Warragul and Cranbourne.
It's hard to believe the whole of 2020 is almost gone, and we're talking about 2021 and then obviously 2022. The year has just disappeared. But I must say as well, we have to be pretty proud as well of the racing industry as a whole, because here in Victoria, the participants have been unbelievable. They've had so many curveballs thrown at them throughout the year, and the GRV team as well have just done an incredible job to keep this show rolling and to go the whole way through 2020, which so many people are going to look back at as a, sort of a year that we just pushed to the side.
Well, as Greg said, Miller said earlier, we looked at the industry. When I say the industry looked at hubs and looked at regional racing and a whole type of thing, and fortunately none of those buttons had to be flicked and switches had to be turned on, because we're able to keep going and in fact grow the weekly coverage, and obviously be able to grow that income and grow that, not just the income but also the exposure. To think that those punters that have turned in that income were NBA punters or NFL punters or English Premier League punters, and now ground punters, and Saturday mornings are probably the best example of that anyone that could have said they were going to hold the money they're holding around Australia, obviously the wind pools aren't exactly the guide we're talking about, but if you're talking the couple of $1 million that some of those meetings hold, if you'd have told me that was going to happen last year on a Saturday morning, I'd tell you it nearly need to be locked up.
I think we need to accept, races like the Speed Star and match races, because that does entice new punters to have a go, because it's a 50-50. It's like having a bet on sport, whether it be NBA, AFL or whatever it might be. So I'm a big fan on these head-to-heads. We do have the Meadows, which is about to go as well. They are on their way out at sale, so I'm going to give you my selections for sale.
Yep.
3, 4, 5 and 8. Going with number 3, Zipping Fleur. We must lead. I think this Camilleri-Coleman combination can just continue to get winners.
Yep, so you're going for the Zipping Fleur. That's a very interesting race. You've got Zipping Fleur and Zipping Zabo. You've gone for their Quinella. My selections in this race are 6, 8, 5 and 3. I've gone for Zambora Smoky to beat Midnight Monarch and Daniel Avocado and Zipping Fleur. As we said before, all pretty much group type of quality racing. Molly's numbers in this race are 5, 6, 3 and 7. And was Catch the Thief in the Meadow.
Simon Told Helen jumped okay, way fast there. Run, Barbara, run, red lead. There goes Simon Told Helen, whizzing down the outside, and the favourite's going to take the lead out of the straight. Simon Told Helen by 4 or 5. Run, Barbara, run. Better watch out third. Getting up on the inside there came Catch the Thief, followed further back then by Special Talent, Aston Cade. This one tailed right off in the race, and that is Herd Apple coming up the back straight, and it's Simon Told Helen. 6 out in front. Catch the Thief around the outside, up to second, but it's Simon Told Helen again down the line. A winner over Catch the Thief, and third is the head bubber. Better watch out. Has probably got Special Talents there. Run, Barbara, run. They were followed further back by Aston Cade and tailed off
1740.
1740 to the back for Simon Told Helen. Catch the Thief, an outstanding effort. The Gippsland ground, of course, to run second there.
Yep.
Will both those go to Warrigal?
I'd say so. Simon Told Helen, we haven't seen a lot of him on the provincial tracks, but 1740 down the back, they do not go any faster. We're not too far away here at Sale though, Troy. They're just arriving at the start. We've still got about a minute, I think, till jump time. But look, the favourite Midnight Monarch, box number 80, he's going to have to do a lot right from that draw in this field. And look, I thought Zipping Fleur, if she can come out in 5:14 as she did last week, she might be the runner to beat, or at least to run them along a little bit in the early part of the race.
Well, I think the market just shows how even a race it is to have Midnight Monarch at 380, Zipping Fleur 550. I like Zambora Smoky. It's 550 into $5. Daniel Avocado at $5. Bring Your Banjo at $8.50 a box one with Perfect Colour also at $8.50. $9.50 Zipping Zabo, and Shared Colour, the only ground that pretty much is considered by punters not to be a chance, at $41 fixed odds. Molly has put in for 4th, so you might want to not leave it out of multiples, but these grounds aren't too far off going across.
Before we cross out, Troy, if the white does go well here, Zipping Fleur, if it can win, we've got sale hats.
Yes.
And I'm going to pop the white sale hat on if Zipping Fleur can win this race, just to get some things happening. And I'm going with Zach Mannelli, just a bit of a tease. Zach Mannelli in the Cup, which is also box number 3. So hopefully the white rug can start to get some success happening for the Punters Club and for myself. But you're pretty keen, Zambora Smoky. Are you hoping he begins better than he did last week?
I hope he begins a lot better. Obviously, he's not going to be the first couple, but I think he can position up a little bit better than what he did last week. I actually don't think he's that badly boxed where he is, just with a bit of speed to clear him out and give him a bit of a card into the race. But these runners being called across now for another race worth $6,600 to win. It's the Gippsland Festival Sprint. Of course, tonight is night 1 of the Gippsland Festival, heading into Warrigal and Cranbourne in January, and moving across now for the Gippsland Festival Sprint Final.
$90 the field here as the starter calls them up. It's been a terrific night of racing so far, and of course the big one still to come, race 8. Send a cheerio call to our good friend from local greyhound racing here, Peter Eustace, who'll be home watching the coverage tonight. Good on you, Pete. Hope you've had a great Christmas, and good to have a message from you today. Coming up here for race number 7. And this is the Gippsland Festival Sprint Final. They'll run some time here. The green light is on. Wide open race. 3-1 the field. Set to go. Favoured on Figs jumps from the outside box. They're ready. They're racing. Was last out. Midnight Monarch speed from the centre. Zipping Zabo showing great pace or lead tonight. Here they come though. Zambora Smoky first turn. Oh, they're all on their feet, but trouble. Perfect Colour knocked out the back, as was Bring Your Banjo. Zipping Fleur in by the Daniel Avocado. And to the turn, the leader Zipping Zabo 2 in front. Zambora Smoky's the only winning danger. 7 lengths to Shared Colour. They turn. Zipping Zabo joined by Zambora Smoky, and Smoky's won the final. 2 lengths. 3 away, Midnight Monarch, the local third. Fourth, that rest between Daniel Avocado and Shared Colour. When I got back to them, there was plenty of trouble that first turn. They all stayed on their feet.
Outstanding victory there to Zambora Smoky. Of course, Zipping Zabo straight to the front early on, but Zambora Smoky straight on the hammer, and it was very hard to beat and very hard to hold out from there. Zambora Smoky for trainer Jason Thompson. I'll just check the prices there on that race in case you've had an investment, and just looking at them now. Sorry, we've got Zambora Smoky was the winner. The final odds still not up at the moment, but it looks like $5 the win. Zipping Zabo finished second, and third in the race was Midnight Monarch, and Shared Colour in fourth. So a very good win there to Zambora Smoky. Ended up $6 pari-mutuel, and Zipping Zabo $3.40 a hole.
Well, you've got a bit of swagger now, don't you, after that victory? And once he lobbed second, leaders back behind Zipping Zabo, it was game, set, match. And look, Zipping Zabo put pay to Zipping Fleur, beginning quickly and crossing to the rail. But he probably was the class runner, Zambora Smoky. I just thought he needed a bit of luck in running. He probably got that luck in the run to the first corner. And look, just shows his class, the time he's ran. He's absolutely flown around.
I noticed there too that Molly put in Shared Colour for a bit of value for the multiples. $2,500 the first four there if you threw in Molly's with the other top tips as well. So
it's been that type of night, hasn't it? Just a very even night, a lot of class, a lot of good greyhounds. I'm going to grab the connections
catch
here
up with Luke there. So James will head across now to catch up with young Luke Thompson, the handler of Zambora Smoky.
Indeed, we've got Junior Thompson here. That was impressive.
Oh, very impressive. I was just watching behind the boxes, and I just wanted to see him jump nicely because I knew he'd get a clear run. The 7 was going to run off and 5 would come in. Just to see him come out nice out of the boxes, it was going to be up there, and to run a dog down that's run 24.50, it's been a terrific effort.
That's a huge run, isn't it, to break 24.50 and do that coming from behind. But when he gets a clear run, he's as fast as any greyhound in the country.
He truly is. He's run half a length off the track record at Warragul. He won the Warrnambool Cup. He beat Simon Dalhellen 2 weeks in a row up there, and you just got to get the start right. And yeah, he's definitely one of the top provincial runners in the country.
Yeah, well, he's an elite greyhound. Does he head to Warragul now, do you think, Warragul Cup?
He'll be heading that way for sure.
Yeah.
A couple of lead-up runs there, he'll be
Yeah, and how are you enjoying the handling and getting out on track now? You've got your licence and you're getting to roam about the state. How are you finding it?
Oh, it's great when you can win a race like this, a nice special event. I've only been doing it for a year, but each time I go to the track, I seem to be loving it even more. And I'm pretty keen to start getting a couple of dogs in my own to have Luke Thompson as the trainer. Would be very nice.
Move that out the way and away you go.
That's it.
Good luck, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
Very much to Luke, and obviously the Thompsons certainly no stranger to winning feature races. The man who's joining us now was just about to head up there and start doing a bit of credence, but he's decided to join us, the manager of the Tarralgon Greyhound Racing Club. And the good thing is that we hear from the Deputy Chief of Chair of Greyhound Racing Victoria that 2021 you will be the manager of a club again.
I will, yeah. We, by the looks of things, we're going to start in January, so we'll have a track instead of a vacant paddock.
I was about to say, what club are you the manager of? Because
I'm going to be the manager of the greatest club of all, James, Tarralgon Greyhound Club.
I was actually down there about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I called the Gallops trials, and there is absolutely nothing there now, is there? Apart from the grandstand and the kennels, the track, there is absolutely nothing. It's a real fresh start.
Yeah. She's a greenfield site. It's as they say, it's just a paddock. We've got our grandstand, the kennel block, but we start in January. We're really excited, and I can't wait, James. I really can't wait.
What are the plans of the track itself? Moving forward, what distances are we planning for, and things like that?
Yeah, look, essentially it's just a horseshoe track, so it's got a longer back straight than it does the front straight. So if people out there that are familiar with Warragul Greyhound Track, it's essentially it'll be like a long back straight and a shorter front straight. So, but essentially it's just a U-turn shape. It's been designed with safety in mind, of course, and and our distances will be 500 metres. Will be the longest distance we race over.
From a horseshoe, from the straight,
from the back straight, yes. Yeah, so that's why it goes further back.
Yep.
It's in the back straight, so 500 metres. We've got a 450 and a 350, so I've kept it pretty simple because I'm not that smart, but it'll be 500, 450 and 350.
I was just going to say...
You don't have to agree with that either, Troy.
When we get down there, right, and we're hosting for the Cup, make sure you look after us like they have down at Sale. We've just had a whole heap of ice creams that have been dropped off. We had calamari for dinner. make sure when you're in control there at Traralgon and we're down there, we get looked after like they do down here.
I guarantee you we will, mate. No worries at all. You will not go hungry at Traralgon.
Clarkie Gippsland Festival, it's been going now for a couple of years.
Yep.
It's terrific. Obviously you're not in it this year, but it's just a terrific concept to be able to focus on such a great area for a grain race.
Oh, it is, Troy. There's no doubt. And look, the clubs all work together. Everyone gets along. It's just a festival atmosphere over a condensed period of time. So the racing's intense. The events are fantastic. We get a lot of support from Grain Racing Victoria, and all the clubs jump in as well. So it's a great concept. This festival racing certainly is the future of racing, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, it's obviously gone out to the west as well. Ballarat and Geelong are going to run their second cups in the financial year and move that into March and April. So it's certainly a winner and something certainly worth following and just getting that momentum from track to track every couple of weeks.
100%. Yeah, and who doesn't want to see the best dogs race? Like racing, we got Zambora just won that last race there and paid $6, and he's won a country cup. So just shows you the quality of the fields that we're getting at these carnivals. And if I was out west, I'd be really excited about what's to come, because we were slow starting. The first year was safe to say that took a couple of years for people to get used to the concept, but now that they are, they're just all on board, and it's just our venues are packed pretty much across the board, and it's just a great atmosphere.
Now, mate, you got a tip for the Sale Cup?
Sorry, mate?
You got a tip for the Sale Cup?
Yeah, look, I'm going to go Houdini Boy. I don't think he can miss a kick like he did last time. He's a class act, and Kelvin's a great trainer, and if I don't tip him, he'll probably talk about me. So I'll go Houdini Boy. I think in the big races, the best dog sometimes wins. So, and he's definitely the fastest dog.
Well, I'm tipping Zach Mannelli, and you can just about put a line through him the way I've been going tonight. So you're one step closer.
Yeah, well, I actually just backed my first winner, so I'm in form.
That's on fire.
Yeah.
Now, thanks very much for joining us, Clarkie, and good luck with the build at Traralgon.
Yeah, and great cast, great job, boys. You're doing a fantastic job, and it just adds to the atmosphere. And well done, congratulations, and I'll see you at Bendigo, and I don't know where I'll see you, but I'll eventually see
you. In the karaoke after the last.
Yeah, right, good work. All right, see you guys.
Go and warm up, mate.
He doesn't need warming up, I can tell you.
No, you'd be straight. I wasn't joking. I'm sure he was heading over there.
Yeah, I know. It wouldn't
to
surprise me.
Got no doubt.
He's just grabbing ideas for when Traralgon have their cup, and he'll have the karaoke blasting there, that's for sure. But we're not too far away now from the big one, the Group 1 Sale Cup. And how exciting is it to have a Group 1 in the country as well? I think that's a little bit of extra excitement toward this race in itself.
Well, it's just got that uniqueness. It's obviously it's the last Group 1 of the year, being on Boxing Day. $75,000, the winner of a race in the bush. It's the only 650-metre race there is, and I just think it's just a wonderful concept, and great to be able to have Group 1 racing in the country, as you said. And there's a few other clubs sort of considering it and potentially heading there. But Sale's had it now for quite some time, and the proof's of the pudding. Yeah,
look, it's always a huge race, the Sale Cup, and the thing I like as well is we're seeing so many West Australians. When you talk back through the winners and the greyhounds that have gone well in the series, there's just been so many good West Australians that have come across, and Zach Mannelli keeps jumping off the page as maybe he's the next superstar that we take to the next level after an extraordinary performance tonight potentially. But Houdini Boy is a superstar. Weblek Ace is one of the fastest 600-metre greyhounds in the race, and then you add greyhounds like the Red, who won on Melbourne Cup night, just about as impressive as any runner on that night, Arizona Eyes, and you'd probably expect the 650 is going to suit him. Last week he didn't run it out, but did he not run it out, or was it just the brilliance of Houdini Boy who made him look a little bit second rate? Well, $14 into $8 today, Arizona Eyes. I suppose drawn beautifully. We can go through runner by runner. As you said, drawn beautifully. 29.22 at Sandown. Only beaten a length and 3/4 at Tigalong Tonk. 3 starts back, also running 29.20 odd. Second to Houdini Boy was $4.20 last week against Houdini Boy at $1.30. Houdini Boy $2.60 tonight. Arizona Eyes was $14, now $8. So off box one, a little bit of value there from Arizona Eyes. I think so. And look, the Run Like Jess win, if anything, would give those punters on Arizona Eyes a little bit more confidence, because what Arizona Eyes does over the 500 is almost a carbon copy of what Run Like Jess can do. So if Run Like Jess can come out and run a 36.8 tonight, I would suggest there's no reason why the Red, Arizona Eyes, can't well and truly break 37 as well. So look, if you're running 36.8, you're a huge chance to win the Sale Cup. First look over the 650 last week, Arizona Eyes stopped the clock at 37.29, but look, goes from box 6 to box 1. There's definitely plenty of upside.
Christo Bale, we know Christo Bale is an outstanding performer at the top level. Has won its last 3, all here at Sale. 2 on the bunny, coming off the bunny, just running down Zach Mannelli last week. A best of 36.92. Is 36.92 good enough for Christo Bale to hold on?
Look, he did it from behind last week, and it was a really impressive run to grit the teeth and come home and then run a personal best, having to do it chasing. And I've said it a few times lately, you can never underestimate the will to win, the will to chase.
Yep.
And that's Christo Bale. He doesn't like losing. We saw it when he won the Speed Star running down Catch the Thief. He just wanted it so bad that he was able to probably do something that probably wasn't even capable of doing. But that's Christo Bale. You know what you're going to get. He's going to try his heart out. Whether or not box 2 is exactly what he needs here, I'm not too sure.
Incredible record, 119 and place 16 of 45, just shows that determination, and is currently $3.90 second favourite on fixed odds and $3.70 pari-mutuel. The West Australian Zach Mannelli, as we know, brought some sensational West Australian form across, went 37.29 in a trial here, and then was run down late by Christo Bale, breaking the 37 second mark himself. Just got a terrific record in the West and looks to have brought that form across. $4.80. Is Zach Mannelli the likely leader as well?
Oh, look, on his run last week, he leads. If he doesn't begin, I have, a real concern for him, because the 6 and 7 are going to come across hurdling. Last Hurrah and also Weblek Ace. They're very fast in comparison to a lot of these in the early part of the race. But the way I see the race playing out, if Zach Mannelli begins like he does, and like he did last week, his sections show that he'll lead the race. If he crosses the 1 and 2, he holds out Last Hurrah and Weblek Ace, he's already halfway there to winning the Sale Cup. All he then needs is Christo Bale just to find a little bit of trouble. Houdini Boy not to get the breaks when Houdini Boy needs the breaks. And if he gets the right run in front, Zach Mannelli, he's going to take a power of catching. Christo Bale, near untouched, could only get him in the last ride last week. Christo's had 3 looks at the track now. Zach Mannelli's had 2. There's more upside for Zach Mannelli. He's a price. They wouldn't bring him here if he couldn't win the race. I'm pretty keen. He's a huge chance.
Well, 6.03 to the mark last week, to the first turn last week, or the winning post last week. 6.11 was the next best in Weblek Ace.
That's right.
So you're looking at a length,
That's
tick over a length and not having to do as much work off box 3.
Potentially a better draw this week as well. He goes down to box number 3, and look, if he comes out in 6.0s again, and look, based on what he did last week, maybe he could improve and even go 5.99, 5.98. Yeah. If he does that, he leads. If he leads, look, on what he ran last week and his improvement from his trial to his first race here, if there's any improvement, which is a greyhound trainer, you think there'd be a little bit of upside.
Yep.
He could easily go 36.6 tonight, and if he does that from the front, as far as I'm concerned, $5 is a pretty fair price.
I mean, you look at the preparation, there's got to be improvement. It was only 8 days between his last Kennington start and his trial at Sale here, and then obviously into last week's heat. So Zach Mannelli now at to $5, is still the third pick on the market. Christo Bale still at $4 second pick. Bobby the Brute, $16 Bobby the Brute. Bobby the Brute's win last week running down Weblek Ace was terrific. Bobby the Brute's middle distance and sprint form over the last 3 months may not have been winning many races, but its form's been terrific.
He has been really good, Bobby the Brute. He's been running in town with some really good dogs as well, which I think, over the 500 metres, he's been storming home, and he's had some big placings behind really top-line greyhounds. So I don't think you can put a line through him. Go back through his form during late October. He's ran second to Shimmer Shine, then second to Simon Told Hallen, second to Shimmer Shine. I mean, that is as an elite sprint form as you'll have, and he proved last week he came from 4th and he ran them down over the 650. He's another greyhound. If he gets the right run at the right time, he's a chance of winning. Now, I'm going to go on with the Sale hat because my punting for the Punters Club has been terrible, and I tried a different track. That didn't work, so I'm trying the hat. And hopefully, Troy, it'll bring Zach Mannelli home. The white hat, the white shirt, we can only hope.
Well, the next run to look at in detail is Houdini Boy, the favourite. Opened $1.80 way back when. Opened $2.40 today. Got out to $2.60, back into $2.40, back out to $2.60. $3 pari-mutuels. A bit of money comes for Zach Mannelli into $4.80. Houdini Boy, no question, deserves to be the favourite, and no question is the fastest greyhound of the race. As we have the national anthem playing in the background. Terrific touch by Sale to have the national anthem playing too.
Yeah, it is. No, they've done a really good job putting this meeting together. And look, Houdini Boy, I mean, it's surprising. Why has he gone out in the market? You look at it that way.
Out to 270 now.
His run last week, could he possibly have been more impressive?
No,
like
definitely
if
not.
you were taking that kind of price on him early, then why wouldn't you be taking it now? I mean, I know he's drawn the 5. I know he's going to need a little bit of luck in running, and I'm actually tipping against him, but realistically, he clearly is the greyhound that I think every other rival tonight is fearing. He is the runner to beat.
If you're backing Houdini Boy, you're looking for clear running. If you're backing any other 7, you're looking for him not to get clear running. And we're not talking about getting knocked over and that type of stuff. We're just talking about being hampered for a run and having to work hard with Last Hurrah crossing, Web Black Ace crossing. That's what you're looking for if you're betting against Houdini Boy. But if you're not getting that, you're in big trouble if you're not on Houdini Boy.
Yeah, no, I agree. And look, he's had that limited preparation. He's had 4 or 5 runs put together now. He's going to get quicker and quicker, Houdini Boy, and I've got no doubt if he gets the right run tonight, he could break the track record. I think there's a few in this race that could push the track record of burn one down. Last Hurrah, drawn box number 6 for Brett and I mean, hasn't he taken Brett on an unbelievable journey? I mean, Brett's been training for about a year now.
Yep.
He's already won a Group 1 in the Hume Cup. He now lines up with his greyhound Syrup, as he's known at home. In the Sale Cup. What do you make of his chances?
I actually think he's quite good odds at $23. I mean, silly enough, as that type of race, I haven't tipped in the top 4, but you're looking at a greyhound that's run 29.22 here over the 520. There was nothing wrong with his performance last week. Now, that sort of price, given the fact he's got the pace and potentially can be in the firing line going through the pen the first time, at $23 and $4.30 a place, I think Last Hurrah certainly, if you had to find a roughie, Last Hurrah, I've got ahead of the other 2 boulders are sick, I guess. And this ground's won 34 races and $250,000 in prize money.
And he's got explosive
and he's out
sprint form. He's got sprint form too, Troy. 450 at Ballarat. He goes low 25. So he's got the pace to come across and put himself into the race. And one thing I will say, you look at his form and go, well, he's got the Group 1 crowd experience. The Hume Cup. He'd be used to running in front of a big crowd. But obviously with the COVID restrictions, I was about the only one there in the broadcast. So he hasn't seen a crowd like this. Although he has in a long time ago, but not in that Group 1 win. But look, he's a fast breaker. He's going to cut hard for the rail, and he's probably Houdini Boy's nemesis, I guess, tonight.
And he's the key probably to Houdini Boy. If he comes out running like he can certainly Houdini Boy. If he misses the kick, that gives Houdini Boy a bit of a chance, I think. Web Black Ace for Jeff Britton, 20-time winner out of 51 starts. Another one of the boulders at $17, got to
33.90. To break 34 seconds, in consecutive runs at Sandown's pretty rare. Just a high quality greyhound. The 650's his biggest concern. He's not a true stayer, but he's got so much brilliance and so much speed. He beat Simon Told Hallen when he won the state final of the sprint. There's no reason why he won't run a good race tonight.
And I'm Easy Boys, we spoke to Ray Hennis earlier on. He's won over $100,000 now. It's been a wonderful greyhound. He's 3.5 years of age. He's had the 71 starts, but racing in career best form, and has won 2 of his last 3 here. 37.06 last week, running down Last Hurrah.
The one thing we notice with Sale is they seem to improve every time they go around here. And look, I know as a trainer as well, Troy, I've trialled greyhounds here, and second, third, look, they improve out of sight. He's gone 37.44, then 37.36, last start 37.06. He's getting quicker, he's getting faster. There's no reason again why he won't be thereabouts. But look, I think there are 3 standout superstars in the race potentially. Zach Mannelli, Christo Bale, and also Houdini Boy, who could be, we could sit back in 12 months and say Houdini Boy is one of the greatest greyhounds we've ever stumbled across, and hopefully we do get to say that, because greyhounds like him, we don't see them too often. He's something extremely, extremely special. He's won 12 out of 23, but he's chasing his first Group 1 win. He was runners-up in the Bold Trees, and look, his form's littered with group class runs already, and he's still a baby. So, look, I think he's going to be a huge contender. Selections, though, for the Group 1 Sale Cup.
Yep.
I'm going 3, 5, 2 and 7. I feel terrible tipping against Houdini Boy, but I just think for value, Zach Mannelli could be the front runner who could run them along and could take some catching. 3, 5, 2 and 7. How do you see it, Troy?
Very similar, mate. I've gone 3, 5, 2 and 4, just off the same reasoning as you. I think Zach Mannelli will lead. The first thing we'll be doing if Zach Mannelli leads will be looking for where Houdini Boy is. You don't want him within a couple. So I've gone 3, 5, 2 and 4. Molly's selections for the race, she's also gone with Zach Mannelli, as a West Australian would have to. 3, 5, 4 and 2. So we've gone all very similar numbers there, and all looking for Zach Mannelli in front and Houdini Boy not so close. We're just looking at an updated market as we go. Houdini Boy back into $2.60. Zach Mannelli $5. Christo Bale now into $3.20.
Is it a worry that we're all tipping Zach Mannelli at $5? I mean, are we
It's a worry
missing
for
something?
Zach Mannelli.
Well, we're missing something, are we?
I think we've declared our hand that we're tipping Zach Mannelli, but
Houdini Boy's the runner to
best
beat.
dog in the race. But good late surge now for Christo Bale into $3 with Houdini Boy into $2.50. So Christo Bale's going to start a clear second favourite. Did bet $4.80 opening, $3.90 today into $3. That has certainly been the one that punters have come for. The grunners are now moving behind the boxes and coming up for the
$1 bet on tab
$1,000 to the winner. Gold 98.3 FM Sale Cup Final, and we'll certainly throw to that race right now.
$2.50 about Houdini Boy, $3 for Christo Bale. He's got the top recent form on the track. Of course, won the Distance Championship Series and backed up to win the Cup Heat last week. Best of luck to all connections. There's a couple of big syndicates tuning in, no doubt right throughout the land tonight, seeing their charges go round. Best of luck to all the owners. The Webleg Ace crew, they won the Cup last year and are looking for 2 from 2 tonight. Beautiful night here in Sale. Very good crowd on track, and we're about to see action in the big one. Green light is on. Set to go. All set. Ready. And away. And Arizona Eye stepped okay. Bobby the Brute showing pace. Here's a move from Webleg Ace going forward, and Last Hurrah judged the first time. I'm Easy Boys back in the field. Houdini Boy settles last. Christo Bale, Zach Mannelli ahead of it. To the back. Last Hurrah the leader, 2 in front. Webleg Ace, Connections going for the 2-year double, is second with Bobby the Brute. There's just some shuffling up there. Here's Houdini Boy getting up on the inside. Then came Christo Bale, Zach Mannelli, well back, Arizona Eyes, I'm Easy Boys coming to the turn. 3 deep, Houdini Boy after Bobby the Brute. Last Hurrah, here's a go, Houdini Boys. Houdini Boy has got up to win the Cup in a brilliant turn of foot over the closing stages from Last Hurrah. 2 away in third spot, Bobby the Brute. Perhaps Christo Bale, then Zach.
That was a terrific performance. We was watching the race live here going, whoop, Zach Mannelli's gone, ran straight into the checks. Zach Mannelli then bounced off Houdini Boy, put him back to near last, going past us here, just out of the first turn the first time. Then got a clear run down the back. And it was only a matter of getting balanced up on the home turn. But what about the last 15 or so metres?
As I said, he could easily be. I feel silly not tipping him now because we all know how brilliant he is. And look, in hindsight, you look at $2.70 for Houdini Boy. And if you had to pick a greyhound, 2 or 3 weeks ago to win the Sale Cup, Houdini Boy's clearly your on top selection. But to do it from second and third last in a Group 1 field against the best greyhounds in the country over that distance, it's just remarkable how good this dog really is.
The track sense.
And the 4 rolling off into the home straight, and he was smart enough to go, all right, I'm going to have to go 3, 4, 5 wide here. Balance turning for home and then just let down. He's an absolute rocket, this greyhound, and that was a huge performance to win.
It was an incredible performance to roll through the pen like he did, gain a little bit of a checkered run down the back with Arizona Eyes just waiting for that run. And as you said, had to go 3 and 4 deep on the home turn, but just the last 15 or 20 metres.
Even on that though, Troy, Arizona Eyes, a 29-20 dog at Sandown, and just made him look like he was not even there when he made his move. This is a serious talent.
Last as good a 600 metre dog as there is in the country. Bobby the Brute strong as an ox, and Houdini Boy's just given him a cold.
And I think we all agree the 700 is where Houdini Boy's going to get to his best. He's only warming up at the end of 650, and by geez, he warming up. We'll grab him here quickly.
We'll grab Darren Pattinson. I've got no question that his heart would have been in his mouth at the first half of the race. We'll grab Darren.
You're right.
And
here
James
we go.
can catch
We've
up
got
now
Darren.
with Darren
We'll
Pattinson.
grab the runners up as well. Come over here. We've got 2 of them here, Troy, because I just wanted to grab both. Houdini Boy and also Last Hurrah. We'll start with Last Hurrah, Brett and I. Great run, mate. You must have been so proud of that.
Yeah, mate. He's a good boy. He's an honest as they come, and I'm just so proud of him. Yeah.
That the market gave him no chance, and yet he ran what he does.
No one gave him a chance. I thought he could lead, honestly, on his second 650, but you can't stop brilliance like that. It was
and how proud of you are you, boy?
Yeah. He brought a tear to my eye again. He's just an honest dog, mate. And second 650, and hopefully we can keep finding races.
Potentially an absolute superstar.
Oh yeah, he's a good dog, and to see him come around from behind and go past is something special. But he's a good boy, and hopefully we can get him right and send him to Brisbane on Thursday.
Now, fingers crossed, mate. Congratulations, well done. Well, we go from second to first. I think it was the good luck charm because Darren, you came and sat down, had a chat to us, and where do we start? You start.
I don't know. Look, it's a great feeling. He's a exciting dog. Down the back, he's given him a long start, and he's got in a bit of trouble everywhere he went. And you know, to run him down like that was just a fantastic effort.
We made a note after the race. Down the back straight, he got the inside run. Arizona Eyes rolled off the track a bit. Arizona Eyes, a 29-20 dog at Sandown. He picked that dog up.
Yeah, that's the sort of things he can do. That's why he's such an exciting dog. He can do them sort of things. You know, get knocked over, go around and do whatever. So, yeah, we're just... Mate, I'm really proud of it.
Would he be the most exciting greyhound you've ever seen?
I think so.
I think so.
Easily, yeah.
I've
seen a few dogs and just excitement.
Well, to come through this first corner and be second, third, last against a Group 1 field and then get ran off onto the home corner, come 3 and 4 wide, his field sense is extraordinary.
It is. And he's you know, willed to chase and to win the races is what makes him the dog he is.
What does it feel like, mate, walking out there? You've played international cricket. What does it feel like to walk out a greyhound like Houdini Boy to a Group 1 win?
Oh, it's better than playing cricket. It's and then to win the race, it tops it off. So
you're a champion.
Yeah, really proud of everyone at home and the dog.
Congratulations, Houdini Boy, the champion in the Sale Cup. It doesn't get any better than that.
Outstanding performance from Houdini Boy, and as we said, mate, an absolute staying star, there's no question.
That was a big call. He's played cricket for England, Darren Pattinson, and he just put the cricket aside and said, nah, handling a Group 1 win and nothing gets better than that.
How good's that?
But, I mean, that wasn't just a Group 1 win. That was an unbelievable Group 1 win. I think we'll go back and we'll watch that replay for a very, very long time to duck and weave and like we said, make top-class greyhounds look second-rate. That is, I think, the sign of an out-and-out champion in Houdini Boy.
I just can't wait to see him get into the Group 700 metre races now. I mean, we're looking, obviously, you go into the big races during the Australian Cup Carnival. I think they're talking about a couple of races in Sydney potentially, but just seeing Houdini Boy now step up to those 700 metre great Group 1 races. We've had the Tiers dynasty, I suppose, and still got a couple of them hanging around, but he certainly is the top liner now.
He's just something special, and congratulations to Brett and I thought we'd grab him because you know, for a young trainer to have a greyhound like that, and as we said, the market suggested he was next to no hope, and if it wasn't for a Herculean performance from Houdini Boy, he wins the Group 1 Sale Cup, and the credit that Brett gave, you know, Houdini Boy, just to pretty much say, you know, my bloke ran the race of his life, but Houdini Boy was just better.
That's one of the best things about the sport. Obviously, it's not to see that bit over 20 grand to run second anyway. You're obviously going to be happy, but just the way that if you get beat, good luck to the winner, and how good was that?
And I think, like you said, you know, no matter who was in front turning for home, they were all going to be looking for that yellow rug. And when he did get to within 2 or 3 lengths of him approaching the home corner, was probably always going to be game set match from there. But the scary thought is, I mean, Houdini Boy's only had a couple of goes over the staying trip, and he's already sort of announced himself, and I think he's going to be the greyhound that drags people to the track because he's just got that brilliance, that come from behind technique, and he's just such a fast animal. I mean, you'd love to have the GPS on him tonight because down the back straight, he would have been absolutely humming.
The speed from the top turn to the home turn before he got a side checker to check off would have been incredible to see what he was running there.
There would have been sparks coming off his hind legs.
The last 50 metres or 40 metres was pretty explosive as well.
I think early days, we've seen him run over the 600 at Sandown, and his time, his run home over the 600 would have won a lot of the 500 metre races. That's just how quick. You know, you could effectively let him start 80 metres behind and he'd still be running home quicker than those greyhounds that have ran 80 metres less. He's just 1 in a million.
Well, he's still only had 24 race starts. He's won 13 of them and placed another 9. He's now won 200,000 in prize money. Doesn't turn 3 till March. We consider in 12 months' time, where could Houdini Boy sit?
No knock at all on Fanta Bale. She won $1 million. Prize money has probably increased a little bit since then.
Yep.
He's much quicker than Fanta Bale. You know, and his capability of running, I think he can go a lot faster than what Fanta Bale can, especially as a stayer. Look, she was a completely different dog though, because she just would front run over the 700. She'd make her own luck and she'd hold on and win. But when you put him in comparison, what Houdini Boy could do is, it's endless to think how good he could end up.
Mate, great like Bobby the Brute. You got a group race in him somewhere?
Well, look, he ran honest again, didn't he? He ran honest. He was right up there with Last Hurrah. Last Hurrah's a 600 metre winner and, Group 1 winner. And if it wasn't for Houdini Boy just being Houdini Boy, well, he runs a gallant second. So you definitely wouldn't knock the run of the third place getter. And Brendan Purcell, hasn't he done a really good job? I mean, he upset in the Sandown Cup with Bronski Beat. He's now run third in the Sale Cup. It's a good year in the staying races.
Terrific. We had Brendan on another show we do here earlier in the year, or actually might have been late last year, in terms of with Bronski Beat. Of course, he was a strapper and training driver as well of that champion harness horse as well. So he's done it in 2 codes, and it's a wonderful achievement to do that. But just hats off to a wonderful race. Doesn't matter which, even if you backed the loser, which we did, but
I haven't backed any winners.
We
Troy.
certainly couldn't take away from that performance, and you'll certainly remember it, regardless of whether you're on it or not.
Yeah, look, I'm going to let you have a chat to Molly for a second, because I need to work on my punters club. We're on our last legs. We've got $635 left, but my best bet of the night goes around in the next race. So hopefully that can get us out, and then maybe we might continue on and have a small dabble in race number 10. Maybe.
And it was the Ducati Star or Honey Edition?
Ducati Star.
Ducati Star. It had to be one of them.
I think it wins. I hope it wins.
So we're jumping on the other one? Is that what we're thinking at the moment?
Bit of a saver. Molly Houdini boy, what can you say?
Oh, he was just enormous. He had every excuse under the sun at about 4 places in that race, and he was just fantastic. He really, really was. I could see that race being run so many ways, and he is just a phenomenal animal. But how good for Brett and I as well. He could not get the smile off his face just then as he was walking back. He gave the dog a drink, and he was just so proud. That's what it's all about. It's fantastic to see.
Well, we had a chat to Darren Pattinson, who I said a moment ago, he played cricket for England.
Yes.
First class cricket, and he said handling a Group 1 winner was better than anything like that.
Did he really?
And that's a huge statement to make.
That is fantastic.
I mean, as a kid growing up, his dream would have been, to play cricket and play cricket at the top level. He did that, and yet who would have thought he'd trundle down to Sale one Boxing Day, the greatest Boxing Day sale of all, I must add, Molly, and win the Group 1 Sale Cup and say that, exceeded, the Group 1, I guess you could say, playing cricket.
It is actually the best feeling in the world. I got the opportunity in 2014 it must have been, to handle Zelmar Fever, thanks to Linda Britton, when she won the Group 1 Invitational Temlee, and it is just something special. It's one of those moments I've got the photo on the wall, and I look at it every now and then when I'm in my office, and I think, oh my gosh, how special to be a part of, and it just reinvigorates the love.
How did it feel when the dog had crossed the line and you had to pop out from behind the boxes there? Do you walk with a little bit more spring in your step? Do you walk with a bit of swagger?
and the head gets bigger.
I was going to say, and then you forget about the dog and it's all about you.
Yeah, all about you, and you make sure when you're flicking through the photos from Clint's photo album, you're looking for how you were looking in all of the photos, not necessarily how the dog was looking. You're just making sure everything turned out all right. But no, it's just... it is what dreams are made of. It really, really is, and it's just those little moments that just really set sail and cement, I suppose, your love for the sport.
And Troy, what about you, mate? You've been involved in racing a long time, and you'd have been in some feature races along the journey. How do you feel when you put the collar and lead on a
type of race? But when you start getting those group races, it's obviously a little bit more of a thrill, an enjoyment, I suppose, and a thrill. Just being in them. Had a couple of runners in them. Haven't been successful enough to win one of them, but it's great to be in any of those races. Even just having an association with Red a couple, or Wobbed a couple, or Bred a couple, and you can sit back at the lounge and still enjoy that because you're a part of it. And that's what we keep doing it for. We keep producing the litters, and we keep getting our hands dirty. We keep putting the lead on the collars of the dogs, and we keep walking them, running them, and galloping them. Whatever we do, you just got to keep doing it and just keep up. We get one.
Yeah. Well, last year I went to Temora for the Temora Cup, and I dreamt of winning the Temora Cup, and I set a goal to get there, and I saw, not even to win the cup. I actually said to my wife, I said, the year before we sat on the couch and watched the race, the Temora Cup, and I said, next year I'm going to try and get a runner to go around in the heats. And 12 months later, we had a runner in the heats. He won a heat, made the final, ran 4th in the final. And I said, honestly, when he won the heat, I was a bit of a mess. And Chloe, she was about 2 or 3 months pregnant.
Are you a crier when...
Oh, yeah, I'm a silk. I'm a silk.
At your wedding, I definitely knew you were a crier.
And not only that, but when he'd crossed the line and he'd won, it was such a feeling of an achievement, of an accomplishment, and it's something that you can't really explain. And even to be there with my wife, who at the time, as I said, she was 3 months pregnant, and she travelled all the way up to Temora, which wasn't just around the corner, and to be there, it was so exciting, and it does reinvigorate your love for the sport, and to see, and to be a part of a race meeting like tonight, where you see Houdini Boy, and just that sheer brilliance of a greyhound, and it's what we're all after. Everybody who is involved in greyhound racing dreams of one day walking out of their kennel and a greyhound popping out like Houdini Boy.
Now, we talk about that one moment that, you're potentially there to win the race, but what about owner Mark Ruff of Houdini Boy? He's just been involved in, I think, this year's Melbourne Cup winner, and I reckon he also had a share in rekindling as well. Now he's won a Sale Cup. You reckon he could share the love around with the rest of us?
Well, hey, you'd think he'd just donate 10% share to the team here tonight of Houdini Boy.
For great coverage.
We could be a part of the ride moving forward.
Or buy a few more tickets to the Punters Club and give you a chance to get out.
Well, we need something, mate. We're down to 600 now. I know. He's not kind, is he? We're down to $635 in the Punters Club. We're closing off at race 9, but we have gone all in on the nose of Ducati Star in the next race. Are we going to take that race, or are we going to be...
No, we're going to go off air before that race, because I don't want to see you cry on air.
maybe
not ready.
Just in case.
Maybe being on air is the jinx, and maybe once I walk out of here,
that's what we're going to try.
Carrying Troy on the show all night, it's a lot of pressure.
That will hurt your back.
You can see why I haven't done any well on the Punters Club, but no, look, hopefully we can bounce back. But talking of that Gippsland Carnival, the Gippsland Festival of Racing, how good is it to start with Sale? Warrigal's just around the corner. Hopefully next year we'll have Terrelgan back as well, and just start to build, and it's going to be huge.
Well, we look at Warrigal now. We saw Simon Told Helen and Catch the Thief, an outstanding battle tonight. They're potentially going to go to Warrigal. We saw the Summer Cup final tonight. That no question will be half that field will go around the Warrigal Cup and be potentially in the final as well. So the Warrigal Cup in a couple of weeks' time, or 3 weeks' time, this is the 16th of January. Looks like an outstanding race.
Yeah, exactly right. And we've got also at the moment running tonight the heats of the Silver Chief. Just quickly running through those winners. Heat number 1 was won by Lakeview Walter. We mentioned that, prepared by Monique Whelan here at Meetung, just down the road. And you guys ever been to Meetung?
Yes,
no, I haven't.
Beautiful spot. Terrific spot.
It is amazing up there at Meetung. So it's probably not the ideal place to train a greyhound from, because you'd probably get too lazy and just want to go into the...
I'd be very distracted. In the pub or on the boat?
The pub or the lake, exactly right. One of the two. But and a long way from the Meadows and Sandown. But a credit to the Whelans. They had a winner there tonight, Heat 1. Heat 2 went to Mapunga Felix, 29.69. Very impressive run from box number 1. Then Puppy Go Fast. This greyhound's just been knocking on the door. He had a run of seconds, but he's always showed that brilliant
speed. He won
speed.
about 9 or 10 straight early on, and then had a run of seconds
Couldn't
going 500 metres. Of course, named after the outstanding Melbourne Stormflyer Ryan Pappenhausen. Just terrific to see him qualify for the big race.
Yeah, and Pappenhausen pretty keen on his greyhounds as well, which is good to see. Tyler Durden run heat number 4 there from box number 6, went 30.03, fair bit slower than the others. Japara for Ange Langton, good friend of yours, Molly, 30.06 in heat number 5. Then Earn the Answers, who spoiled the Punters Club, beating Do It, going 29.62, and Do It was only about 3/4 of a length away.
He just got run down in his Melbourne Cup heat, didn't he?
He did too. Yeah. And then Simon Told Helen was absolutely brilliant, 17.40 off the back. Hopefully he heads to Warrigal. Equaliser, 29.71 for Team Thompson. And Aussie Secret took out the 10th, which was heat number 8, going 29.86. So what a great night of racing that's been at the Meadows. And if you've been enjoying the coverage here at Sale, it's been red hot everywhere.
It's been outstanding coverage, and obviously, Molly, you've been the busiest of all of us in running backwards and forwards, introducing runners, doing presentations, pinching trophies in front of us, and doing what else you're doing. You've had a big night. Do
you know, Greg Miller actually, stitched me up an absolute beauty here, because he's come and taken my spot, and I think I got cranky. I do apologise. I got a little bit cranky because he not only took my form guide, he took my phone too.
Oh, is that where it went?
I know, trying to find my phone and my form guide, and Greg Miller hands it to me at the presentation desk. So I was a little bit stressed. I do apologise for getting cranky, everyone, but we got there in the end.
Now, look, we said we weren't going to show race 9 because Jimmy's unloaded on Ducati Star. It's now into $1.80.
And we're going to show it?
We will finish the show with race number 9. So before we do go to race number 9, we'd like to thank everyone that's tuned in. I'd certainly like to thank you guys for making this show wonderful yet again. We had a few little hiccups and a few jittery moments earlier on, I suppose, and Cambo's did a bit of sweating and whatnot, but we thank the Sale Club for an absolute wonderful spread, a couple of nice shirts. Yeah. Molly, we'll get you one when your baby's born, and we'll sort something out there. And we look forward to 3 of us, hopefully, being at Warrigal Cup in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, looking forward to it, and I'm really excited too that Troy's speech is shortened from Ballarat, because when he gave that speech at Ballarat, it went on and on and on, my friend. It was never going to end. But no, Punters Club, we've gone all in on number 2 here, Ducati Star. So if you're sitting at home and you want to jump on a sinking ship, jump on Ducati Star.
We need to cheer on Ducati Star. We hope you had a great Christmas yesterday and a very good New Year next week. And we'll catch you at Warrigal in a few weeks' time. Thanks very much.
About to be called in. Had 2 starts. First up win at Cranbourne. From box 2, we've got Diamond Lady, Flash Opal and Dr. Topaz all going round in this one. And the green light is on. Race number 9, Houdini Boy, sensational in winning the Cup race. Smartly, Ducati Star beaten for speed, Medallia Pixie. Ducati Star joined by Flash Opal to the first turn. There's trouble there at the back. Diamond Lady, Medallia Pixie ahead of those. Dr. Topaz and also Honey Edition. Well, Ducati Star shook off the challengers coming to the turn and sped away. Flash Opal holding second, then Dr. Topaz followed by Honey Edition, but it's times and margins. Ducati Star opening up, handlebars down, and it wins by 6 to Flash Opal second, Dr. Topaz third, then Honey Edition, Medallia Pixie and Diamond Lady. 24.89 the run. Stephen Vanyashot's got a nice